Missouri on the campus of McDonald County High School. Glad to be with you for week number 6 of the high school football season. Cassville on the road this week. Big 8 conference play in the Western Division, taking on the McDonald County Mustangs. Beautiful evening for high school football as we roll into the second half of the season. After tonight, there will just be 3 weeks left before the start of district play. The season is flying by quickly, and we're looking forward to this matchup here tonight. The Wildcats bouncing back after their first loss of the season 2 weeks ago to Seneca. That was a road game down in Seneca against the Indians. They came back home, celebrated homecoming with a victory over the Patriots of East Newton last week, 21-7. Now it's back out on the road to take on the Mustangs here tonight. Sammy Clapper along with Jeremy Marple, Todd Speakman running the camera for us on CassvilleWebTV.com. We appreciate his help as always. And we are live here tonight from McDonald County High School in Anderson, getting ready for this one. The sun just starting to go down behind the hillside across the highway, and it looks to be a great evening. Cool temperatures back for the players here this evening, and a great night of high school football in store here as the Wildcats are on the road. District play becomes more of a factor now, Jeremy, as we move into the second half. Cassville right now has the number 2 seed in Class 3 District 6 with a record of 4-1. Mount Vernon, the top seed in the district at 5-0. Mount Vernon's Monette's the 3 seed, and then Seneca the 4 seed, and then it's Reed Spring, Hollister, Aurora, and Nevada taking up the final 4 spots in Class 3 District 6. McDonald County, a Class 4 school, and they are in the number 7 spot in their district, and they are in a loaded Class 4 district with Webb City, Bolivar, West Plains, and Willard at the top, and then Carl Junction, Neosho, McDonald County, and Hillcrest, the bottom 4. But McDonald County, now tonight, they're not going to be able to pick up bonus points because they're playing a Class 3 school, but still they need wins here in the second half to kind of move up in the seedings. Cassville, this will be a big win if they can pull it off on the road tonight because they will get bonus points for playing against a Class 4 school, and it also keeps the momentum going here in the second half as well.
Yeah, it really does. Important game for Cassville tonight. Big game with between the Indians and Cubs tonight as well, and especially when you start looking at the Big 8 West side of the conference. Cassville started a little slow last week, figured it out at halftime, came out in the second half, took care of business. They're going to come out here tonight, and hopefully we see a Wildcat team that's a little more focused and ready to go.
It'll be interesting to see how things go here tonight as well, because we've already seen during the pregame warm-ups both teams having several players in street clothes with injuries, and that's something that's plagued a lot of teams around the area, I've noticed, especially in the Big 8 West, because I visit with a lot of those coaches week in and week out. Injury bug has hit hard this year, but it's something you have to deal with. Find players to step up, fill positions, and move on to the next week.
Yeah, and if you have depth, you're blessed. That's not the case in a lot of locations. I believe we counted 7 Wildcats in street clothes tonight between injuries and things. The offensive line, especially for the Wildcats, is going to be interesting to see how they piecemeal that together with a couple of starters injured. About one of the backups that came in last week is in street clothes tonight. So going to be interesting to see how the offensive line of the Wildcats looks tonight.
Well, we've got this one tonight here in McDonald County. As you mentioned, Monette is at Seneca. We're just south of Neosho. They're just west of Neosho, the Cubs and the Indians. And that one will be a key game here in the Big 8 West tonight. Lamar is at East Newton. And also in the Big 8, Marshfield at Nevada, Mount Vernon at Rogersville, Springfield Catholics at Aurora, and Hollister at Reed Spring. Those are the other Big 8 games around the area.
Yeah, like you said, every game gets more important every week. They're all important, but boy, I tell you what, right now when you're jockeying for position in those districts, they really get tight here at this point in the season.
And we talked about a nice momentum booster for the Wildcats if they can pull off the road win here tonight. It also carries over to back-to-back home games in weeks number 7 and 8 as well.
Right. They've kind of gone back and forth, home and away, and after tonight they'll get a couple home games, and it'll be nice for the Wildcats to be able to stay home a couple weeks here before they head to Lamar for the final week.
The Wildcats are 4-1 coming into the ballgame. That only loss coming at the hands of Seneca. McDonald County is 2-3. They lost their first 2 games of the regular season to Marshfield and Rogersville. Picked up a win in the closing seconds over East Newton in week 3. Then followed that up with a loss to Hollister here at home. And then last week picked up a big win over Nevada on the road, 35-0.
Yeah, coming in off a win. Their confidence, they look like a confident group when we watched during warm-ups. They've got some great big kids out on that field, and they've got a nice young quarterback that can sling the ball around a little bit.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts on the northeast corner of the square in Cassville. Remember to order your art carved or gold lance class rings at affordable prices at Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts right there on the square in Cassville. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you in part by Sports World. They're also located on the square at 709 Main Street. They're on the east side of the square in Cassville. You can get screen printing and embroidery work done. You can find in stock area team logo athletic clothing. If you're looking for sporting goods or trophies, they can handle all of those needs as well at Sports World. Call 417-847-5366. That's 847-5366. We're still a few minutes away from tonight's opening kickoff. Still got about 22 or 23 minutes on the clock, so we'll go ahead and step aside, take a break, and let you hear from some of our sponsors of tonight's broadcast, and be back with more of the pregame. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Sports Network. Officials are a vital part of our high school athletics. If you've ever tried your hand at officiating, you know how hard these men and women work, and you certainly know they would never miss a call intentionally. Keep these things in mind as you attend sporting events. After all, respecting officials and authority figures is one of the most valuable lessons that we can teach our students. The sportsmanship reminder brought to you by Access Family Care. They have locations in Cassville, Monette, Neosho. Access Family Care bringing you the sportsmanship reminder. The Wildcats on the road tonight here in McDonald County, taking on the Mustangs. McDonald County 3-2, Cassville 4-1 coming into tonight's ball game, and should be a good one here this evening. Big 8 West action between the Wildcats and the Mustangs. Marching band lining up on the far side, not quite ready to get the national anthem underway, so it'll give us an opportunity to run over tonight's Wildcats keys to victory. Brought to you by Westco Home Furnishings in Cassville. Mark Whittemire and the crew at Westco Home Furnishings are looking forward to another great season of Wildcat football. Just like the quality portrayed by each Wildcat player on the field, Westco offers the same quality merchandise and customer service. Well, some keys to the win tonight will be to get the ball or the running game going with the football, kind of like they did last week against East Newton in the second half. They got off to a bit of a slow start, but the running game really took over in the second half. And as it has been week in and week out for Cassville, establishing that running game against their opponent has definitely been a key to success so far this year.
Well, I don't think it's any secret what the Wildcats want to do first and foremost. And as you said, they want to run the football. They want to establish that line of scrimmage, run the football. Wildcats do have the ability to throw the football. So with that that ability, it can keep the linebackers, keep some of those guys out of the box and open things up for the run game. Run game is going to be crucial tonight because we're not real sure what the offensive line is going to look like tonight. You may have some inexperience in there, and really, if they're able to get a push and get going, they can build some confidence as this game progresses.
We saw it quite a lot in weeks 1 and 2, especially against Catholic and Aurora. The Wildcats getting a lot of pressure on the opponent's quarterback. They had Jay Lee and Will Squibb running around a lot. I think it's a key to do that tonight against McDonald County because he's a sophomore. Now, he's a talented sophomore, but he still is a sophomore. And if you can get some pressure on him and get him second-guessing what's going on, that's got to help you out.
Well, the Wildcats, as you said, were able to get pressure with their down linemen, and they let the linebackers and secondary stay out in coverage. If they're able to do that tonight, it's just going to be a plus. Get those linebackers out in coverage, out in the flats, really cover things up. But you're right, young quarterback, if you can get some pressure on him, get him rattled early, that's going to make a big difference in the game.
Yeah, because he's got a very talented, athletic group of receivers, so you don't want to give him time to set up and find those guys.
No, a young quarterback, you don't want his feet to get set. You want him to be kind of looking over his shoulder. Don't let him get settled and get comfortable.
Again, tonight's Wildcat Keys to Victory brought to you by Mark and the gang at Wesco Home Furnishings. They invite you to stop by and view their wide selection of furniture, mattresses, and appliances at 109 West State Street in Cassville. You can find them online at wescohome.com. Marching band for the Mustangs now out on the field. They're about ready to play the national anthem. Tonight's national anthem brought to you by Berry County Ready Mix. For any and all of your ready mix, stone, and aggregate needs, stop by Berry County Ready Mix at any of their convenient locations in Shellnut, Cassville, or Eagle Rock. You can reach the Cassville office by phone at 847-3200 for a free estimate today. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this. Wildcat football here on the Talon Sports Network. And Jeremy Marple back here in Anderson, Missouri. McDonald County hosting the Wildcats tonight. Big 8 Conference football here on the Talon Sports Network. Glad to be with you on a beautiful evening for football around the area, and a really nice night set in store for this one between Cassville and McDonald County. It's time for tonight's Wildcat starting lineup, brought to you by Fast Trip at 104 South Main in Cassville. Great prices and friendly service is what you'll find at Fast Trip. Stop by today, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. All right, when I talked to Coach Parnell earlier this week, there were some question marks going into tonight's starting lineup, especially on the offensive line, and one question mark in the linebacking core. Well, the question in the linebacking core, I think, has been answered because we have seen that young man dressed out and running through pregame drills here tonight. But a couple of players on the offensive side, one is in street clothes and another one questionable tonight, so the Wildcats dealing with a few injuries here in week number 6. We'll start off with the offense for Cassville. At quarterback, it'll be Devin Bates. He is a 5'9", 145-pound senior. Bates has ran for a little over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he has thrown for 513 yards and 6 more scores. In the backfield, it'll be Zach Kanan, 5'11", 190 junior. Kanan has 380 yards of rushing and 4 touchdowns on the season. He'll be joined by Bowen Preddy. Preddy has been out of the backfield for a while, nursing an injury, but he is back tonight. Preddy with 362 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns on the season. He also has a receiving touchdown, as does Kanan. So both of those guys a threat coming out of the backfield to catch the football for the Wildcats. At the receivers, DJ White, 6'1", 190 senior. White with 328 yards of receptions and 5 touchdowns on the year. He'll be joined by Spencer Moeller, a 5'8", 160-pound junior, getting his first start at receiver here tonight. Tight end, Killian Barbie, 6'2", 190 junior. The offensive line, the guys we know for sure, Troy Hagens at center, 5'11", 210 senior. Jaden Rybert, 6'2", 230 junior at right guard. Left tackle, Hunter Chasteen, 6'1", 225 junior. Garrett Kreitz is going to be figuring in there at the right tackle. He's a 6', 290 sophomore. But Wesley Stockton, who got a start last week, is in street clothes tonight. We'll see who Coach Parnell wants to rotate in at the left guard. On the defensive side, at the tackles, it's Jacob Hall, 5'8", 250 senior, and Garrett Kreitz, 6', 290 sophomore. The defensive ends, Jaden Rybert, 6'2", 230 junior, and Andrew Pryor, 6'2", 200-pound senior. Linebackers, Carson Jacobson, 5'10", 150 senior, Zach Kanan, 5'11", 190 junior, and Jacob Olberts, 5'10", 170 senior. The corners, Brett Cooper, 5'8", 155 junior, and DJ White, 6'1", 190 senior. Strong safety, Jericho Ferris, 5'10", 180 junior. Free safety, Cade Hayward, 5'8", 145 senior. The Wildcats starting lineup again brought to you by Fast Trip. Whether for fuel, grocery items, fountain drinks, ice cream, or snacks, they have it all at the very best prices. If you need some cash, they've got the ATM machine right inside the front door. They also have the machine where you can pay your city bills there at Fast Trip as well. Another convenience of Fast Trip, 104 South Main in Cassville, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. We're going to take another break as the team's still in the locker rooms as we get prepared for this one here tonight. Big 8 football between McDonald County and Cassville. You're listening to Wildcat Football here on the Talon Sports Network. McDonald County Mustangs, Big 8 Conference football. Cassville 4-1, McDonald County 2-3. Coach Parnell for Cassville, Coach Hoover for McDonald County out at midfield, meeting with the team captains and the officials, getting ready for tonight's opening coin toss. Hey, I wanted to let you know about a new program that's going to be coming up here on the Talon Sports Network on one of our sister stations, KSWM AM 940. It will be coming your way here in the near future. It's the Saturday morning shoot-around. Now, for many years, Randall Estes had the Saturday morning shootout on KKBL and KSWM. Well, his son, Chad Estes, is going to continue the tradition. Chad, one of our broadcasters for our Aurora Hound Dog ball games on KSWM AM 940, is going to continue his dad's tradition, and it's the Saturday morning shoot-around where the Outlaw would discuss all types of topics, everything from sports to local news to political. Outlaw Jr. is going to more focus on local sports. He's going to visit with coaches, players, people from around the area, and that's going to be coming your way from 8 to 9 Saturday mornings here in the near future on KSWM AM 940, so you can tune to that, another sports program here to be offered from the Talon Sports Network. Cassville won the toss, is that correct? And they deferred to the second half, so the Wildcats will be kicking off here tonight, and the Mustangs will get the football to start tonight's game. Tonight's first quarter brought to you by Michael's Hardware, 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. Right now they have mums of all sizes and colors for your holiday decorating. They've also got pumpkins of all sizes as well, just in time for Halloween and to carve that jack-o'-lantern. So drop by Michael's Hardware, 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. The Wildcat Kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. Come try out the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic featuring custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. With Baywash, a clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. McDonald County in their home red helmets, red jerseys with white pants, white numbers on the front and back. Dropping back deep for the Mustangs will be Trent Alik. And Cassville in their road white jerseys with black helmets, black numbers, and the gray pants tonight with the black and gold stripe down the side of the pants. Drake Reese will be teeing things up, going from our right to left as we look on here this evening from McDonald County. This field kind of runs northwest to southeast. It kind of has an odd direction the way it lays, but it's because it's kind of down here in the valley, and the highway has a lot to do with how the football field lays here at McDonald County. Beautiful addition to their stadium. They have turf now, so another artificial surface in the Big 8 Conference. They just put this turf in a little over a year ago. Reese approaches the ball, kicks it away. A high end-over-end kick will take the return man, Alik, all the way back to the goal line, and he watches it sail over his head and into the end zone.
Another nice kick there by Reese into the end zone. Mustangs will start at the 20. It sure is a big deal for this Wildcat defense.
Well, you can definitely tell now that the sun is set. The temperatures are starting to drop already. A nice cool evening for football. The breeze that was blowing a little earlier started to die down as well, so we're looking forward to a great night. McDonald County's always had a very nice facility with the large track. They host a lot of track meets. They got the Mustang Stampede every spring, but now with the addition of the turf on the field, they continue to upgrade their sports facilities here at McDonald County High School. Mustangs up to the line of scrimmage. They send receivers right and left. And the quarterback, sophomore Cole Martin, lines up in the shotgun, and he's got a pair of running backs off of his right hip. He brings the tight end around from the left side to the right side, snaps the football, and hands it off up the middle. The runner, Alik, bounces outside, trying to get out to the 25-yard line. It's going to be dropped down, and I correct myself. That was not Trent Alik. That was Junior Tarek. He is a senior, and he is able to pick up 4 yards to the 24.
Wildcat defender Garrett Kreitz shot through that line of scrimmage in the backfield. Tarek was able to sidestep him, trying to make his way off right tackle there.
So 2nd down and 6 for the Mustangs, just underway here in the first quarter. Wildcats on the road here in week number 6, battling the Mustangs. Lone setback this time. He gets the call on 2nd down and long, and the Cassville defense shuts him down right around the 25-yard line. Again, that was Junior Tariq, and he gets nowhere. No gain, 3rd down and 6.
Again, defensive line of the Wildcats, Kreitz and Pryor in on that play.
So the first big 3rd down play here early on in this one as the Mustangs break huddle. Oh, no, they're not breaking huddle. They send in a couple of replacements. So now they've got the substitutions in. Play clock down to 12 seconds, so they still have plenty of time. That new 40-second rule this year allows teams a little more time, it seems like, to get the play ran. Martin looking to go up top on third down, throws out to the 35-yard line, and the catch is made in front of the Cassville cornerback, and the reception hauled in by Keegan Driscoll, as that's good for a first down for the Mustangs.
Well, a really nice throw there by the young quarterback. Driscoll, really nice job running his route, well coached, got about 1.5 yards beyond the first down yardage marker. The ball was on time. Nice throw, nice catch, brought down at the end of the play by White.
It's a gain of 11 and a first down for the Mustangs at their own 35-yard line. Not quite 2 minutes gone here in the opening quarter. Unbalanced to the left side. They got 2 receivers and a slot man out there, but they run to the short side of the field. And again, it's junior Tariq, and he dances his way across the 35 out to the 37-yard line as he is able to pick up 2.
Second time Mustang ball carrier trying to go right at the heart of the defense, having to hit the brakes and try to bounce it to the outside. Wildcats were very stingy right in there in the middle of the defense.
So 2nd down and 8 now facing the Mustangs. Twin receivers right and left this time. Martin's got one back behind him in the backfield. Now he brings a leak in motion. They hand off to him. He takes it around the left end, makes one man miss, and spins his way out to the 45-yard line. Very close to another Mustang first down.
A little jet sweep right there from right to left. Able to shake a couple Wildcat defenders and going to be just short of the first down.
3rd down and 1 for the Mustangs. They converted on their first 3rd down try of the night. That was 3rd and 6. This one 3rd and 1 yard. Coach Hoover sends the play in from the sideline. We're down to 9 minutes left to go here in the opening quarter. Mustangs on the opening drive of the night. 3rd and 1 at their own 44.5-yard line. Martin from the shotgun takes the snap, fakes the inside handoff, throws over the middle. The catch is made out at midfield and held on to by the Mustang receiver. And that was on the catch for the Mustangs, Levi Malone, and he picks up enough yardage for another first down.
Well, Malone ran a little slant route. We see the Wildcats run that a lot with DJ White. This time White defending the play was right there, but Malone made a nice catch under all kinds of pressure.
So 1st and 10 Mustangs at midfield as the drive continues. They convert on 3rd down for the 2nd time in this drive as they move it out to the 50-yard line. Twin receivers to the right side. Try to offset with some motion from the receivers, but they hand the ball off, and the running back goes nowhere as Jack Teague gets his first carry of the night, and he is dropped for a loss. Good job by the Cassville interior line and linebackers.
This time, Kanan able to shoot through. Good job by that defensive line, allowing the linebackers to see and make plays. Kanan right up the middle, right into Teague. Nowhere to go.
So it's a loss of 2 back to the 48. We're down to 7:53 left to go here in the opening quarter. Mustangs still with possession of the football, a time-consuming drive, even though it's only garnered 30 yards of offense. Now they hand the ball off, and the ball carrier trying to push across midfield into Cassville territory, but a wall of white jerseys there to greet him and try to keep him from doing so. Teague is able to get back to midfield, but that is all, and it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, good job that time. Rybert, also Olberts, who was questionable about tonight's game. Olbert's in there playing linebacker. Nice play there.
So another big 3rd down play. This one 3rd and 10 from the 50. Tonight's first quarter brought to you by Michael's Hardware. Give your to-do list a game plan that's sure to be a winner. Michael's Hardware. Friendly folks. Serious hardware. Twin receivers to the left. A slot and a receiver out to the right. Martin looking to the left, still looking that direction. Lets the ball fly. Throws to the deep man, and it's caught. A diving reception inside the 40-yard line. Good for another Mustang first down.
Yeah, again.
We do have a flag, though, in the McDonald County backfield.
Wildcats were getting pressure on Martin. And we'll see what the call is here, and it's going to be a hold. Wildcats had pressure coming from both ends. Weren't quite able to get to Martin, and now we know why, but another good throw and catch is going to be nullified by holding.
The gain of 12 is taken away. The first down wiped off as well. And the football will be moved all the way back to the 36-yard line. It goes down as only a 10-yard penalty, but it was about 4 yards into the Mustang backfield, so a costly penalty. It'll bring up third down once again, but it turns a 3rd and 10 into a third down and about 23. Trip receivers to the right, twin receivers to the left as they spread the field from sideline to sideline. Martin all alone in the backfield this time. Here comes the rush from the Wildcats, and they get to him at inside the 30-yard line and drop him back at the 27.
Well, great play by Pryor right there, coming off that right end. Just saw the left tackle trying to keep him off the quarterback. Pryor just speed rush right around the outside, was able to get to Martin and bring him down. Big play there by Pryor.
So finally the Wildcats are able to get the Mustangs off the field on third down, a loss of 9, and McDonald County will have to punt the football with 6:35 left to go here in the first quarter. They eat up nearly half of the first quarter of play. And now they call a timeout on the field. The timeout on the field brought to you by Superior Metal. If you're looking for a steel building, shop, or roof that will defend against the elements, look no further than Superior Metal Sales. See them for any and all of your roofing and storage shed needs. Superior Metal on Highway 76 south of Cassville.
Wildcats may have had one too many on the field. Coach Parnell calling a timeout. Didn't want to burn up a penalty there. For any yardage, he likes to keep them where they are. You got DJ White back here, who's done a nice job returning punts, and we watched the Mustang punter in warm-ups, and he's really got a nice leg.
And thanks to the penalty and the sack, he'll be punting from inside his own 15-yard line. It's 4th and 32 for McDonald County, and White standing at his own 35. Cassville showing that they may want to come after this, but they send a few but drop several back for coverage. A high kick. White comes up and receives it at the 39-yard line, makes a man miss at the 40, trying to get to the outside, turns the corner at the 45, and he's off to the races. Inside the 40, 30, picks up a block, down to the 20, and finally taken out of bounds. A great return from DJ White, and the Wildcats will have it inside the 25-yard line of the Mustangs on their first possession of the night.
Well, high punt there. White showing a lot of guts, stepping up to make that catch under pressure. 2 Mustang coverage men right there. White able to catch it and split them. Then he's able to bounce all the way across the field. That gets to that Wildcat sideline. Down the sideline he goes. Big return for DJ White.
Yeah, it ends up being a 34-yard kick, but a 42-yard return for White. And it's 1st and 10 Cassville at the McDonald County 19-yard line. So the Wildcats with the first possession of the night with 6:15 left to go here in the first quarter. Split backfield behind Devin Bates. He's got receivers right and left, and they run the ball up the middle. Bates fakes the handoff to Kanan, takes it himself, and he's inside the 15, drives his way down to the 12-yard line.
Nice little play call there. The Wildcats liked the option game. A lot of times we've seen them give to Kanan right there to get those tough yardage. This time, Kanan right through. Bates just turns right behind him and ends up using him as a lead blocker for a nice gain on first down.
It's a gain of 7. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3 from the 12. Inside 6 minutes now left to go here in the opening quarter. Wildcats this time put an I formation behind Bates, who is up under center. And he will give the ball to Kanan this time. Breaks a tackle at the 10, powers his way off the right side, and is finally brought down close to the 5-yard line. We'll see if they give him the 5 or whether they spot it down between the 5 and the 6, and they're going to put it just inside the 6 after a pickup of 6 yards, and it's a Wildcat first down. 1st and goal, Cassville.
Yeah, straight ahead with Kanan there. It's offensive line getting a nice push, allowing Kanan to get some good yards there.
Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville. They offer the best in quality brand name appliances like Kenmore, Samsung, LG, Whirlpool, and GE. 1st and goal from the 6. They stay with the I formation. They give it to Preddy this time, running in behind the blocking of Kanan. Takes on contact at the 2 and then drags a tackler down to the goal line, but does not break the plane.
Wow.
As the defender got him turned just enough to keep the football from going into the end zone. And it'll be 2nd and goal from inside the 1.
Yeah, very close. Looked like Preddy was going to get in there, and good play by the defender, but the Wildcats really knocking on the door here.
The football just inside the 1-yard line. Clock continuing to move inside 4:45 left to go here in the first quarter. They split the backfield this time behind Bates. Bates is going to go on the quarterback keeper on the quick snap into the end zone. Touchdown, Cassville. The Wildcats break on top first here in the first quarter as they go in front 6-0 on the 1-yard plunge from Devin Bates.
Well, great field position to start this drive after a big punt return by White. 3 runs later, the Wildcats in the end zone. Much better start tonight versus last week, Sammy.
The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance, and Willis Insurance conveniently located on the square in Cassville. They're also in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. Drake Reese now in to attempt the point after. High snap. Bates gets it down on the tee. The kick is up, and it is good. The Wildcat extra point brought to you by Crowder College, main campus in Neosho, satellite campus in Cassville. Find out more about classes and enrollment information by going online, crowder.edu. 7-0, Cassville with the lead. A little over halfway through the first quarter of play here at McDonald County. 4:38 left to go in quarter number 1. Again, tonight's first quarter is brought to you by Michael's Hardware, 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. They have mums right now of all sizes and colors. Pumpkins, too, for your holiday decorating. If you're needing some work done around the house, they can quarterback your project with the right tools and supplies for the job. Michael's Hardware, friendly folks, serious hardware.
Well, as we said, Sammy, much better start to the ball game tonight for the Wildcats. Nice job defensively, big play in special teams, offensive line with some question marks, some replacements up there, doing a nice job clearing the way, and a rushing touchdown the first series.
Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. With the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic, features custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. Drake Reese approaches, booms this one high, but not as deep. It's going to be returnable as Alik brings it out from the 5-yard line. Tries to get a block at the hash, trying to get to the far sideline, and he is dropped short of the 20-yard line. Good coverage by the Wildcats to keep Trent Alik from springing it down their sideline, and the Mustangs will take over at their own 19.
Yeah, great job in pursuit there. The Wildcat coverage unit flying down the field, and another high end-over-end kick from Reese. Really, it lets those guys fly down the field, make a play.
11 plays the first drive, took over 6.5 minutes off the clock by the Mustangs. But they ended up having to punt the football. Converted a couple of third down opportunities in the process. They gave it back to Cassville. A great return by DJ White, set him up deep in McDonald County territory, and the Wildcats punch it in. They lead it 7-0. Handoff this time goes to the running back coming out of the backfield for the Mustangs. See whether that was Junior Tariq as he brings it across the 20 out to the 22, or right close to the 22 for a pickup of about 2.5 yards.
Again, this time trying to go off right tackle. They're trying to run right an awful lot. Wildcat defensive line doing a good job holding their ground here tonight.
So 2nd down and long facing the Mustangs. They send twin receivers right and left, stack them up about 10 yards either side of the end of the line. But instead they want to run the football. Up the middle they go with the handoff. Cassville getting into the backfield. Good penetration that time by Hunter Chastain as he got to the ball carrier quickly. And Junior Tariq had nowhere to go. He picks up only about a yard, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Now Chastain, left defensive end tonight. Also Jacobson in on the play from his linebacker position. Again, another nice job by the defensive line of getting penetration on this offense.
So 3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs. 2 for 3 so far on 3rd down conversion tries. They go back with that twin formation right and left. Martin from the shotgun. Snap comes back to him. He's looking to throw the football. Now has to step up in the pocket. He's hit as he releases the ball, and it's nearly intercepted as Carson Jacobson nearly had that ball fall right in his lap as it came fluttering towards him. But the pressure by the Wildcats was able to get to Martin, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, once again, just like the last series, Andrew Pryor getting pressure on the quarterback. Got a sack last series. This time gets a strip, knocks a pass down. Good pressure and a nice speed move that time by Andrew Pryor.
So DJ White back at his own 45, awaiting the kick. Bailey Lewis, the punter for the Mustangs, standing back at his own 10-yard line. Got a decent punt off last time, but a great return by White set the Wildcats up deep in Mustang territory. This time the kick again very high, but not quite as deep. DJ White steps up and calls for a fair catch right around the 50-yard line. So Cassville again with good starting field position. They're going to spot it down at the McDonald County 49.
Yeah, so important to have a punt returner that you've got all kinds of confidence in him catching the football as he steps up underneath, makes the fair catch rather than letting the ball drop. And who knows where it goes at that point. You may save your offense a lot of yards out there.
Only ends up being a 29-yard kick that time. And Cassville with the ball in McDonald County territory. Bates going to run the option, pitches it out to Preddy. Preddy gets a kick-out block, and a flag comes flying in. We're going to have a block in the back. Preddy is able to make it all the way down to about the 42-yard line, but that was seen fairly obviously by a couple officials over there on the far side. A illegal block by the Wildcats is going to be bringing this one back.
Yeah, a lot of times those blocking the backs, I mean, they're just right out in the open field. Easy call for an official.
So it'll move the ball back to the Cassville 45, which is kind of odd because they were at the 49, so should be a 5-yard penalty, but it kind of ends up as a 6. So 1st and 15 for Cassville. Bates rolling to his left. He's got a man open. The catch is made by Kanan out of the backfield at the 50, turns it upfield and takes it down to the 40-yard line. Very close to the first down marker. He'll come up about a yard short.
Well, good little sprint out play right there to his left. Bates squares the shoulders, delivers a nice throw out to Kanan. Kanan in stride makes the catch, nearly picking up that first down.
So Kanan with his first reception of the night, good for 15 yards. And it'll bring up 2nd down and less than 1. Twin receivers to the right side. They give the ball to Kanan. Big hole up the middle. He's inside the 30, and it's off to the races at the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Cassville.
Just a quick hitter right at the defense. Kanan hit it, made a little cut right at the line of scrimmage, and then it was off to the races. Big play for the Wildcats.
A 40-yard touchdown run for Zach Kanan. And the Wildcats add to their lead. It's now 13-0 Wildcats. Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance for auto, home, health, life, and commercial insurance. See the folks at Willis Insurance on the square in Cassville and in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Stop by for a quote today. Extra point now to be attempted by Drake Reese. Out of the hold of Devin Bates. Snap back, ball on the tee, kick is in the air, and this one is good. The Wildcat extra point brought to you by Crowder College, with a satellite campus in Cassville right there on the business loop. For more information, you can jump online, crowder.edu. That's crowder.edu. So it took Cassville only 3 plays to go what officially is 49 yards, but really it was a little more than that because they got moved back because of the penalty, but still quickly striking, and they have now extended their lead to 14-0.
Well, they've run 6 or 7 plays tonight and have 2 touchdowns, so very efficient offensive game plan going tonight, and they came out tonight again, like we said, they want to establish the run game. They're doing that certainly so far.
Wildcats set to kick it away once again. The kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. Custom wash technology with the IQ Soft Cloth Automatic, giving you the perfect wash every time. Baywash, clean car's a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Well, McDonald County's had the ball for nearly 8 minutes of the 12 so far here in the first quarter. Cassville has had it for just a little less than 3, but the Wildcats lead at 14-0. Drake Reese approaches, boots this one high and deep once again. A leak back at the goal line, and it bounces about 2 yards deep. It'll be another touchback. So 2 of the 3 kicks that Reese has booted down the field tonight has went into the end zone, and the Mustangs will start at their own 20.
Well, you'll take it every time. You take that kick in the end zone every time. Nice job.
Just under 2 minutes left to go here in quarter number 1. The Wildcats leading 14-0. McDonald County with their 3rd possession of the first quarter. They've had to pump both times so far. They are starting this drive at their own 20 for the 2nd time tonight. 4 receivers in the formation. Martin in a lone setback. Brings a man in motion. That's a leak. Gives him the handoff. No, Martin fakes that handoff and runs the quarterback keeper, trying to catch the defense of the Wildcats in a little bit of an over pursuit. But Cassville does a nice job staying home, and they drop Martin after a pickup of only about 2.5 yards.
Well, 4 wide receivers spread out, trying to get the Wildcat defense spread out a little bit. Generally, when you bring that man in motion, you're trying to see what the defense is doing. A lot of times it'll give whether they're in man or in their zone. This time they're just trying to get the defense, the linebackers, to move a little bit and give Martin a chance to gash him right down the middle.
Yeah, and Martin has nice size. Sophomore, he's about 6 foot tall and about 185, 190 pounds,
Yep.
according to the roster. So good size for a sophomore quarterback, and he tried to pick up some yardage up the middle, but got a hard-earned 2.5 yards. Second down and long. They run the ball again up the middle, and this time the Cassville defense shuts the door. Garrett Kreitz reaching in and grabbing hold of the Mustang ball carrier and dropping him for a gain of only a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Kreitz doing a good job in there, really plugging things up. Also, Jacob Hall in there right in the middle of that play. Both defensive tackles really being stingy with the ground they want to give up.
So after going 2 for 2 on 3rd down tries to start the game, they are now 0 for 2 on their last 2 attempts. Jack Teague in the backfield behind Martin. Player coming in. That's Keegan Driscoll. Driscoll's got a reception on the night. He lines up wide to the left. Cassville coming with a 3-man front. Martin steps up in the pocket, throws to the near side. The catch is made between the 30 and 35 as the pass hauled in by Michael Williams, and that will be good for a Mustang first down out around the 31 or 32-yard line.
Well, the Wildcat corner over here lost his footing just as the receiver was coming out of his break. Good throw, good catch, first down.
So it's a pickup of 9 on the first catch of the night for Michael Williams, and the 3rd first down for the night for the Mustangs. We're down to 17 seconds. For some reason, the clock is stopped. Oh, he did get out of bounds. That's right.
Yes.
He ran out of bounds. I forgot about that. They pushed him out of bounds over here on the McDonald County sideline. So 1st and 10 Mustangs, final play probably of the first quarter. Running the football through traffic is Junior Tariq, and he weaves his way across the 35 out to the 36-yard line as he is able to pick up 4 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 6. And that will be the final play of quarter number 1. So after 12 minutes of play, Cassville leads McDonald County 14-0. Again, tonight's first quarter brought to you by Michael's Hardware. They have mums of all sizes and lots of colors too. Also pumpkins for your holiday decorating at Michael's Hardware, 186 Sale Barn Road in Cassville. 14-0 Wildcats over the Mustangs. We'll step aside, be back with quarter number 2. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. As we move to the second quarter. Tonight's second quarter brought to you by Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Whether you're needing some preventative or restorative work done, porcelain veneers, dental implants, Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry can take care of your needs. You can find them online at youngfamilydentistry.com or call their Cassville office 374-2130. That's 374-2130. McDonald County with the football, facing 2nd down and nearly 7 to go. The ball at their own 36-yard line. And the Mustangs again look to run the football. Junior Tariq, nice job breaking it to the outside, but a flag is thrown on the far side of the field. Tariq takes it out to the 40, maybe the 41, for a pickup of 4 or 5 yards, but we have to see what this flag is all about back at the 35.
Yeah, that run play took a little while to develop there. Tariq took some time to get the handoff. And it is going to be a false start against the Mustangs.
So McDonald County will lose the yardage gain by Tariq and back him up to the 31-yard line after the 5-yard penalty. Second flag tonight against the Mustangs for a total of 15 yards. Just underway here in the second quarter from McDonald County. The Mustangs with the football, facing 2nd down and 11. Cassville with a 14-0 lead. The Wildcats have scored on each of their possessions so far here in the first half. One drive from the 19 that took only 4 plays, and then a 3-play 49-yard drive for the second score. Martin fakes the handoff and looks to throw. He's got a man trying to go deep, one-on-one coverage with DJ White, and no penalty flags as good defense by Cassville back in the secondary as they were trying to get it to Levi Malone. He's got one catch on the night, but that ball was a bit overthrown, and it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up third down.
Well, White doing a nice job of positioning there, stayed inside the receiver, ran stride for stride with him. Would have been tough if the ball had been closer, but good coverage right there by White.
So the Mustangs once again facing third down. This one third down and 11 from near their own 30-yard line. 11:25 left to go before halftime. Cassville with a 14-0 lead. Play clock down to 15 seconds. Mustangs break huddle up to the line of scrimmage they come. They stay with the 4 receivers, 2 left and 2 right, spreading Cassville's defense out a little bit. The Wildcats still with the 3-man front. Here comes the rush from the edge. Martin steps up in the pocket, launches one down the middle of the field, and again overthrows the intended receiver, Levi Malone.
Looks like another flag on the play. Maybe a hold again. The Wildcats getting all kinds of pressure on the young quarterback.
And it is.
It's going to be a hold, but all kinds of pressure forcing him to get antsy with his feet and really not step into the throw. His all arm right there. The ball sailed on him, but that's what pressure will do to a young quarterback.
Cassville will decline the penalty and bring up fourth down and force the Mustangs to punt once again. So Martin was 2 for 2 on his first 2 pass attempts of the night, but since then he has only completed 1 of 5. And Bailey Lewis will be in to punt it away from inside his 20 once again. DJ White back at his own 35 awaiting the kick. Good snap this time. Pressure coming from the edge. Lewis gets the kick away. White hauls it in back at his own 35. Here he comes to the McDonald County sideline. He's across the 45, across the 50, and finally run out of bounds just shy of the McDonald County 45. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 47. We've got a flag over here. We may have a late hit out of bounds. One of the officials was looking like he may have signaled that, but we may have a little. No, yeah, because the flag's thrown back a little too far. The flag's thrown back at the 45, so that was from one of your trailing officials, not the guy there where the ball was knocked out of play. And it will go against Cassville.
And those are frustrating calls because as a player, you can tell if the opposition has his back to you, so don't touch him. I don't understand the block in the back, Sammy, but it sure happens a lot. So Wildcats will still keep the football. They just move back a little bit from where White was able to get them originally.
It was a 34-yard kick and about a 15 or 16-yard return, but the penalty will take it back to the 34-yard line of the Wildcats, and that's where they'll start their third drive of the night. 2 penalties against Cassville for a total of 10 yards. Bates looking to throw the ball out in the flat. The catch is made by White at the 40, turns it up the Cassville sideline, takes it across the 45, and is finally knocked out of play at about the 47-yard line. That should be good enough for a Cassville first down. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville. They offer the best in quality brand name appliances, power tools, lawnmowers, fitness equipment, and much more.
Yeah, good throw and catch right there. Bates rolling out to his left, squared the shoulders, was able to hit White on the out route right over by the Wildcat sideline. Nice catch, able to turn it up and pick up that first down.
It's a gain of 13, first catch of the night for White, who did not have a reception last week after going back-to-back 100-yard-plus reception games. Then he didn't even get a catch last week against the Patriots. Devin Bates on the carry on first down from just shy of midfield, races around the left end and picks up another Cassville first down inside the McDonald County 40. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store. You'll find everything you need for your home and outdoor space, and all at great prices with the support of their friendly and knowledgeable staff. Cassville Sears Hometown Store, South Highway 37 in Cassville.
Yeah, Bates running the option game right there. Fake to Canaan immediately around the edge. Got to the sideline. Good run there by the quarterback.
It's a gain of 14. First down Cassville at the McDonald County 39. We're down to 10.5 left to go here in the first half. Wildcats leading 14-0. This time Jericho Ferris gets the call. Starts to the left, cuts it back to the right, and plows over a defender, and it's brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. Good power move by Ferris, and he takes it to the 32 for a pickup of 7.
Yeah, it's good to see out of Ferris right there. We saw some hesitation last week in his when he was running the football. This time he had nowhere to go, had to kind of skip back to his right, and then he just lowered the shoulders and went straight ahead for a good gain there.
So 2nd down and 3 for the Wildcats. At the McDonald County 32, Cassville with a 14-0 lead. I formation behind Bates. They give to the tailback. That's Ferris again. Off right tackle he goes. Someone wraps up his legs as he gets to the 30. He falls, though, down to the 29 and picks up another first down. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store. Whether you're looking for great deals on refrigerators, freezers, cooking appliances, washers, dryers, dishwashers, tools, or hardware, they've got it all. 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville.
Wildcats building a little lead. They started with Preddy in the backfield. He's still nursing a couple of little nagging issues. As long as they have this lead, they'd like to give him as much rest as possible. If Ferris will come in and run the football like he has the last 2 times, be no problem.
Twin receivers out to the right. They throw a little receiver screen to DJ White, trying to pick up a block from Spencer Moeller, and White pushes his way down to around the 20-yard line. Good job. It looked like it was going to be broken up a little bit there for a short gain by the Mustangs, but DJ White made a couple of guys miss and picks up 9 yards.
Well, got a little lead block out there by Moeller. White turned on the Jets, nearly picking up first down.
This Wildcat drive into the red zone brought to you by Roark Diesel since 2006, providing a huge selection of diesel performance products to Cassville and surrounding area. Find them online at roarkdiesel.com or call 847-6560. Wildcats running the football, and Zach Kanan stood up as he crosses the line of scrimmage, pushes forward and gets maybe the 18. And they do give him the 18 for a pickup of 2.
And it will pick up the first down. Just able to get the ball across the yard line he needed. So another set of downs for the Wildcats.
7 first downs for Cassville here in the first half. 48 yards now and only 3 carries for Zach Kanan. The ball at the McDonald County 18. We're down to 8:15 left to go here in the first half. Cassville pitching the ball out to Ferris. He's got Kanan leading the way. Gets to the corner. He's down to the 10. Cuts it up at the hash and takes it all the way down close to the 5. A good quick run by Ferris. They spot him at the 6, and it'll be 1st and goal Wildcats.
Well, just a nice job again. Good run by Ferris. Again, I talk about last week. He would get on the edge and kind of chop his feet and try to make a move. Right now it looks like he's kind of trusting his speed, turning that corner and really going hard.
Whether it's brand name appliances, power tools, lawn mowers, fitness equipment, or much more, you can come by the Cassville Sears Hometown Store, get to know them, and check out all of their products at 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville. 1st and goal from the 6. High formation behind Bates. Gives it to Ferris. Lead block of Kanan into the end zone. Touchdown, Cassville.
Yeah, good play. Good blocking up front. Kanan leading the way. Ferris getting right in behind him, running hard in across the goal line for the score. But there is another flag on the field.
And this one thrown at the line of scrimmage, but now the official kind of kicking it forward there a little bit as he pushes it inside the 5 down to the 4. So we'll see what this is about. They may be going to try to mess up my stat sheet here, because I'd already marked down the 6-yard touchdown run by Ferris, and it will be against the Wildcats. So that will take away the touchdown. Oh, no, it does not. It was after the play. So personal foul after the touchdown. So the touchdown is good for Ferris, so they get the 6 points. Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance. On the square in Cassville or in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Call their Shell Knob office at 858-3747. Drake Reese to attempt the point after. A high kick this time as he got a good leg into it and punches it through. The Wildcat extra point brought to you by Crowder College. Main campus is in Neosho, but they have satellite campuses throughout the area, including in Cassville. For class and enrollment information, go online to crowder.edu. So the touchdown is good by Ferris. They must have heard me complain that they were going to mess up my stat sheet, because they didn't do that, but Cassville will still get the penalty assessed on the kickoff.
I guarantee you that's what it was. No question that they did not want to mess up your unofficial stats
There you go.
up here that are extremely close.
They try to help me out every now and then. An 8-play, 66-yard drive. Took a little less than 4 minutes off the clock. And the Wildcats now lead at 21-0 with 7:42 left to go here in the first half. Drake Reese ready to kick it away once again. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you as always by Baywash Car Wash in Cassville. Come try out the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic. With Baywash, a clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. Reese, the first time kicking towards the northwest end zone, and he boots this one over the head of junior Tariq, and it goes into the end zone. The kick wasn't nearly as long, but Tariq was so shallow this time. He was all the way out at his zone 15 awaiting that kick that the ball sailed over his head. Before he could get back and chase it down, it rolled into the end zone for a touchback.
Not sure, really, why a return man would play that shallow against the Wildcats, knowing the kind of leg that Reese has. Maybe you put your heels on about the 4-yard line. If it's over your head, it's in the end zone. But he was really playing up right there, not expecting Reese to kick it that far, I suppose.
Not quite midway through the second quarter. Again, tonight's second quarter brought to you by Young Family and Cosmetic Dentistry with location in Cassville. You can call their Cassville office at 374-2130. Exceptional quality dentistry and incomparable customer service. Martin looking to go up top, throws into a double team, trying to get it to Levi Malone, and the pass is incomplete.
Well, Ewing right there in coverage. Also, Ferris coming over from his safety position had a chance to make a play on that ball. Was able to bat it down anyway, but you're right, double coverage. It looked like Martin was trying. If he had thrown the ball towards the sideline, he had a better chance, but he threw the ball and kind of sailed back towards the middle of the field, right to the defense.
7.5 left to go here in the first half. Clock stopped after the incomplete pass. Second down and 10 facing the Mustangs from their own 20-yard line. They set up unbalanced to the right side. Lone back behind Martin. He gives the ball to him. And I believe that was Teague. We'll see once he gets up from the bottom of the pile. And it was Jack Teague as he takes it to the 21 for a gain of 1. And it'll bring up third down and 9.
The Mustangs really not having a lot of success running between the tackles against this Wildcat defense. That defensive line playing really well right now.
And surprisingly, they keep pounding the ball there. You think they would
right.
try the edge at least once just to see what happens. They've got some very athletic running backs.
Well, they've tried to stretch the field a few times with some deep throws unsuccessfully. But, they just keep trying to pound right at the middle of this Wildcat defense.
Maybe they look over there and see just that 3-man front, but Wildcats with a very good linebacking core as well. Third down and 9, and McDonald County going to call a timeout here. Coach Hoover wants to talk things over. Timeout on the field brought to you by Superior Metal. If you're looking for a steel building, shop, or roof that will defend against the elements, Superior Metal, Highway 76, south of Cassville. So first half scores from around the Big 8. Monette on top of Seneca, 20-0. That game in the second quarter. Springfield Catholic has a 7-0 lead over Aurora, also in the second quarter. First quarter score, Mount Vernon leading Rogersville 12-0. Lamar all over East Newton 28-0 in the first half. Marshfield leading Nevada 12-0, and we've got a 0-0 score at Reed Spring between the Wolves and Hollister. So the Cubs needing to do what they needed to get done over at Seneca, and that's get out to an early lead against the Indians.
I tell you, Sammy, that Monette Cub football team is pretty good. We saw them a few weeks ago, big, physical, got some good skill positions. And since that game, since the Wildcat game, they've really been putting some things together, and they're a force to be reckoned with right now.
Third down and 9 for the Mustangs. Cole Martin takes the snap, throws underneath. Diving back for the football is Malone. And did he catch it? They say no. He could not get his hands underneath it as the pass was a little bit underthrown, and Malone trying to get back to it. Comes up short, and it'll bring up fourth down. That would have been good enough for the first down if he would have been able to get his hands underneath it, but Incomplete pass brings up 4th and 9.
Again, the pressure that this Wildcat defense has been able to put on the young quarterback, Martin. Not real comfortable stepping into the throw right there. Did not get the football to his receiver.
So the Mustangs forced to punt from deep in their own territory. DJ White again standing in his own 40. Low snap this time, and Lewis gets the kick away. It's a low kick off the side of his foot, and it goes into the Cassville bench between the 40 and 45. It did not make midfield, as Lewis was trying to rush that one a little bit after the low snap. Probably had a little more time than what he realized, but he was trying just to get it out of there and not have the ball turned over inside the 15, and it ends up being a very short kick. They say it crossed the sideline at the 40, so the Wildcats going to get excellent field possession once again.
Well, left-footed kicker, he just hooked it there, Sammy. Just hooked it right towards the Wildcat sideline. The Wildcats back at it on offense.
So only a 19-yard kick that time, and Cassville with the football at the McDonald County 40. Devin Bates bounces outside, pitches the ball back to Preddy. Preddy puts a hand down, keeps his balance, and dives inside the 35.
Well, nice option right there as Kanan was blown up right at the line of scrimmage. Bates able to pull the football, get to the edge where he met resistance, and at the last moment was able to get the pitch off. Preddy doing a good job of keeping that pitch relationship with his quarterback. Bates all kinds of confidence knowing he's right there, laid it out there for Preddy to pick up some positive yardage.
It's a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5 from McDonald County's 35. Pass down the line of scrimmage to DJ White, and he races ahead to the 29 and picks up what appears to be a first down. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville, your local destination for all your home appliance and mattress needs, as well as a great selection of lawn and garden products.
Well, we've seen that's the second time we've seen that play. Just Bates taking the snap, opening up and firing it right down the line of scrimmage to White, trying to give him the football in space with a lead blocker out there. They did pick up the first down, not the yardage that White would like to see, I'm sure, but they moved the chains.
It's a gain of 5. White has 3 catches for a total of 27 yards. First and 10, Cassville at the McDonald County 30. We're down to 5:40 left to go in the first half. Cassville leading 21-0, and the Wildcats driving once again. Bates gives it off to the tailback, Preddy. Preddy trying to run in behind the blocking of Kanan, and McDonald County did a really nice job there, slamming the door behind Kanan. They almost like they let him go by, and then a couple of guys sliced in behind him and dropped Preddy for a gain of only 2 down to the 28.
Yeah, Preddy running hard, trying to get through that line of scrimmage, but give it up to the Mustangs on that play right there to bring him down.
So 2nd down and 8 now for Cassville. Patiently taking their time. They've got the 21-0 lead and 5 minutes left to go before halftime. Still plenty of time on the play clock as it's just now down to 10 seconds. DJ White comes in motion. Devin Bates rolls that direction. Starts to throw, and now he sees a little opening and tried to run upfield and slipped and fell. And this one is going to go for no gain. Had a couple of blockers in front, but when he tried to stop and make the cut, feet came out from underneath him, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, had White in motion from right to left, just trying to get him at full speed out in the flat. The Mustangs able to adjust, get a linebacker out there in the way. Bates, smart, not trying to force anything at this point, but that left foot, he tried to put it in the ground and just wasn't there for him.
So I believe, unless I missed one, this is the first 3rd down try for the Wildcats. They haven't had to do this much, and they got a man wide open coming out of the backfield. It's Kanan, and down the sidelines, touchdown Cassville.
Yeah, real nice little play call there as Bates took the snap, a little play action, then roll out to his right. Kanan had leaked out the backside.
I correct myself, that was Preddy, not Kanan.
Preddy down the sideline, okay.
Yes. Kanan, I just happened to see Kanan's over here in the middle of the field. So.
Preddy had leaked out the backside down the Wildcat sideline. Nobody went with him. Everybody followed Bates to the right. Good throw. Preddy right out there all alone, racing to the end zone. Great play.
So my apologies to Bowen Preddy. Misread the player there for the moment coming out of the backfield. But Kanan had went up the middle, and Preddy flared out to the left sideline, and Devin Bates hit him wide open into the end zone for the 28-yard score. The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance for auto, home, health, life, and commercial insurance. See the folks at Willis Insurance on the square in Cassville and in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Stop by and get a quote today. Drake Reese tax on the extra point. Brought to you by Crowder College with a satellite campus in Cassville. Find out more online, crowder.edu. Get all types of class and enrollment information, crowder.edu. 28 yards on the pass completion.
Well, just a nifty play call there again. Great design. and just nobody went with Preddy. He just leaked out the back as the flow of the play was going to the wide side of the field. Preddy just leaked out the back to the short side, right down the Wildcat sideline. Bates stopped, turned, just let the ball, lob the ball out there, let Preddy run right underneath it.
So Drake Reese will kick it away. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. IQ's Soft Cloth Automatic has the custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time at Baywash. 28-0, Cassville to lead, and Reese booms this one. This one bounces nearly out the back of the end zone. That one hit on the end line. He's starting to get a little adrenaline flowing now.
Yeah, good strong kick. Not quite as high as the other, still plenty of height on it. This time just drove it right out of the back of the end zone.
So 4:11 left to go before halftime. Cassville on top, 28-0. McDonald County with the football, starting this drive at their own 20.
Wildcats winning the coin flip tonight, so they will get the football coming out at halftime.
Perfect 4 for 4 on possessions and scores here in the first half. And Devin Bates also a perfect 5 of 5 throwing the football. And he connects with Preddy for the touchdown. Here comes Trent Alik trying to get some speed and some space around the left end, and Cassville swarms to the football and drops Alik after a pickup of 2, maybe 3 yards. Looks like they give him 3 out to the 23, and it'll bring up second down.
Yeah, good pursuit. Looked like Preddy coming up from his safety position, flowing with the play, able to bring the ball carrier down.
14 carries so far here in the first half for McDonald County. They've been able to pick up only 23, 24, 17 yards. Thanks to a big loss on a sack of a quarterback that took away some of the yards gained. Second down and long. Martin throws down the line of scrimmage. Catch is made this time. No, he drops the football. He had it, Junior Eliam, big 240-pound fullback, and he tried to run before he had complete control of the football, and it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up third down.
Yeah, big, thick young man. Looks like a stump out there trying to get out in the flat.
Sophomore, they have him listed at 5'10", 240 on the roster. He's every bit of the 240, I bet.
Looks like a bowling ball out there.
So third down and 7 facing the Mustangs. They are just 2 of 7 on third down conversion tries. And they converted on their first 2, so they're 0 for 5 here recently. Martin rolling to his right this time, has a little time to throw, and he underthrows the intended receiver, Trent Alik.
That's what you're seeing as a rattled quarterback right now. Made a decent throw on his previous attempt, just not able to haul it in this time. Rolling to his right, feeling the pressure.
He's hearing footsteps right now, isn't he?
He sure is, hearing those footsteps, really not setting the feet, not getting in a position to throw on the run very well, and we saw that on the last throw. He's a little bit rattled right now in this game.
So fourth down, and the Mustangs will have to punt again from inside their own 25. So Cassville looking to get good field position once again, unless Bailey Lewis can get a good leg into this one. This time a high snap. The left-footed kicker again has it squirt off the side of his foot, and it goes into the McDonald County bench. The official walking the sideline, still walking, stops at the 37. Nope, 38. So it ends up being only a 15-yard punt. And those hurt when you're deep in your own territory.
They really do, and I tell you what, just from warm-ups to what we're seeing live in the game, 2 different punters out there, because we watched that young man punt during the game and talked about he was high, spiraling punts, turned them over. So far in this game, just not able to get a hold of one like that.
And he's had some bad snaps to him, but he's also had a couple of good snaps as well that haven't worked out. Cassville going to run the football on first down inside the 40. The pile surges forward for the Wildcats, moves inside the 35 as Zach Kanan carries down to the 32.
A nice gain straight ahead on first down. The Wildcats just taking their time. Just under 3 minutes until halftime here.
So Kanan on the 6-yard carry, unofficially 54 yards on 4 carries tonight and a touchdown. 3 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown tonight for Cassville. Second down, they give it to Kanan again. He rumbles his way inside the 30, still on his feet, pushing forward inside the 25, down to the 20. A big first down run for Zach Kanan, a power run by the Cassville running back, and the Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store, your local destination for all your home appliance and mattress needs, as well as a great selection of lawn and garden products. 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville.
Well, I can't think of one carry this season for Kanan that has been outside the tackles. When he gets the football, it's usually doesn't even get to the tackles. It's usually between the guards and straight ahead, and he does a really nice job, again, of getting the football, getting behind those pads, and powering ahead.
This time they give the ball to Ferris off left tackle, slices his way down to the 15. Clock continuing to roll. Now inside 2 minutes to go before halftime. They spot Ferris down at the 14-yard line for a pickup of 6.
And another strong run by Ferris, too.
Ferris now with 34 yards unofficially on 5 carries.
Now Ferris going off the left side, lowered those shoulders, just powering his way ahead.
Second down and 4 for Cassville. Split backfield behind Bates. Bates fakes the ball to Preddy, breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage, inside the 5, down to the 4, maybe the 3, and it'll be first and goal, Cassville.
Well, we've seen that a few times tonight from Bates, faking to the first man, then just turning right around behind him, and down the field he goes. And when he decides to go downfield, he doesn't mess around. He just turns the corner and goes. Not elite speed, but quick. He's quick with the football. He's sneaky fast.
And he does make it to the 4-yard line. First and goal, Cassville from there. This drive into the red zone brought to you by Roark Diesel. Since 2006, they provided a huge selection of diesel performance products to Cassville and the surrounding area. Find them online at roarkdiesel.com or call 847-6560. Kanan gets the handoff from Bates, and he is hit right as he gets to the line of scrimmage. Pushes forward for a gain of 1 to the 3. And it'll bring up second down and goal from there. And Cassville calls a timeout, stopping the clock with 45 seconds left to go. They would like to get another touchdown here before halftime because they get the ball coming out in the second half, and that would put the 35-point rule into effect with the running clock as well, which would definitely shorten things up if Cassville could maintain that 35-point lead. And like you were talking earlier, with some injuries and nagging injuries to some players, they would like nothing more than to shorten this game as much as possible to get out of here and give more time for their players to get a chance to heal. So they're
Absolutely.
looking to add to that lead here and put that 35-point rule into effect to start the second half.
Well, at this point in the season, and we talked about it in the pregame, that the injuries can start to pile up. And as physical as this conference is, I tell you what, there's a lot of kids out there that are sore, that are hurting, may not be injured. There's a difference between pain and injury, but you're going to have to play through some pain. And a lot of kids out there on the field. And for the Wildcats, there's several out there with just some nagging stuff, and they sure would like to give them time to heal up in this stretch run.
Yeah, in the next 2 weeks, you've got district opponents coming up, and both of them at home, so you want to get healthy for them. They give the ball to Ferris. Ferris diving off left tackle is tripped up and falls down to the 1, and it'll bring up third and goal from there. So a gain of 2 for Ferris. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage. They give Ferris the ball again. Surged by the offensive line, pushing to the end zone, and it looks like he did not make it. It's going to bring up fourth down and a goal from inside the 1. I tell you, there is just inches between the nose of the football and the goal line. And the timeout again called by Cassville stops the clock at 25 seconds left here in the half.
Well, I don't know how you didn't get in right there. From our vantage point, it looks like the ball is sitting on the goal line right now. But
they kind of went with the no huddle and quickly up to the line of scrimmage, snapped the football and tried to jump in and catch McDonald County off guard. But the Mustangs did a nice job clogging the hole and keeping Ferris out of the end zone. So offensive coordinator Clay Weldy trying to draw up a play to get points on the board here before the half comes to an end.
First score of the Wildcats tonight, just a plain quarterback sneak. Don't be surprised if you don't see them come out and say, hey, let's just sneak it in right here. We've got about 2 inches to make it in the end zone.
So fourth and goal from inside the 1. Inches to go. Wildcats come from the sidelines. They go with Ferris and Kanan lined up behind Bates. And Bates is going to take the quarterback keeper, plunges into the end zone, touchdown, Wildcats.
Simple play. Just take the quarterback sneak. They're giving it to you. Scored once on it already. This time, again, they come out of the timeout, snap. Bates takes the football, follows his center right into the end zone.
7-play, 38-yard drive. The Wildcats add to their score. Cassville touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance. If you're at the lake, come on into Willis Insurance, located in Shell Knob at the Bridgeway Plaza. They have auto, home, health, life, and commercial insurance. Call their Shell Knob location at 858-3747. Now, Bates on a bad snap tries to run for the conversion, and he will not make it. So it stays a 34-point game. So there's an interesting twist right there. They will not get the running clock to start the second half because of a bad snap and a missed extra point try. The extra point attempt brought to you by Crowder College. Find them online at crowder.edu. So 23.9 seconds remain here in the first half. Cassville leading 34-0.
We've seen the Wildcats kick a lot of extra points this year, and that may be the first snap that was bad enough they weren't able to at least attempt the kick. So they've been very successful in their snap and hold thus far in the season.
So Drake Reese will tee it up and kick it away here to the Mustangs. The Wildcat kickoff brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. Come try out the all-new IQ Soft Cloth Automatic. Features custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. A clean car is a happy car, and that's what you'll get at Baywash. Alik and Tariq back at their own 5-yard line, awaiting the kick from Reese. And he gets a good leg into this one, high and deep, and they're just going to watch it sail into the end zone. So a touchback for the Mustangs. They'll have 23 seconds with which to try to get some points on the board before the first half closes out. 34-0, Cassville with the lead. Spot the ball at the 20-yard line, and Cole Martin, the sophomore quarterback, will call his team to huddle. We'll see what Coach Hoover has up his sleeve here before the first half closes out.
Got 4 Wildcat defenders between 15 and 20 yards down the field, anticipating maybe a Hail Mary type throw here, long pass somewhere.
3 receivers split out wide to the left, 1 man way out wide to the right. Martin fakes the pass, gives the handoff, and that is a nice run by junior Tariq as he jukes and jives his way out across the 30. Finally spun down at the 33, is able to pick up 13 yards and a first down.
Yeah, Tariq, very quick feet, bouncing around, trying to make something happen here. Just not a very big back. He's a little scat back.
7 seconds now left here in the first half. One final play for the Mustangs. Martin gives it to Tariq again. Tariq this time trying to get to the edge, still on his feet, fights his way out to the 34, and that will do it for the first half of play. Final play of the first half goes for a 1-yard gain for junior Tariq. And we have reached halftime. The Cassville Wildcats and the McDonald County Mustangs head to the locker room. Cassville leading over McDonald County 34-0. We'll take a break and be back with the Shoemaker Tire halftime show. You're listening to Big 8 Conference football here on the Talon Sports Network. citizenship. Remember, the lessons you teach today will help develop better citizens in our communities for tomorrow. This sportsmanship reminder brought to you by Access Family Care. We appreciate their sponsorship of Cassville Wildcat football. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry on the Square in Cassville. When you're looking for a special jewelry item or gift, they've been doing it right for 55 years. Also, order your art carved and gold lance class rings at Tomlin's Jewelry on the northeast corner of the Square in Cassville. And Sports World, 709 Main in Cassville, for all of your screen printing and embroidery needs. In stock, area logo sports clothing. They've got athletic gear from local area schools, sporting goods, trophies. You'll find it all at Sports World. Call 417-847-5366 or drop by Sports World on the east side of the Square in Cassville. Halftime score, the Wildcats leading the Mustangs 34-0. Tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire, a name you can count on for tires since 1961. Mark and the gang at Shoemaker Tire will have you up and running when you need a new set of tires in no time flat, or when you just have no time for a flat. Shoemaker Tire, Highway 86 in Golden, Missouri. Wildcats 5 for 5 on possessions in the first half, as they scored with 4:38 left to go in the first quarter after McDonald County took 6.5 minutes off the clock, was forced to punt on their first drive of the night. Cassville struck in only 4 plays. They went 19 yards after a big punt return set up the drive by DJ White. A minute 45 time of possession on the drive, and the Wildcats got the early score from Devin Bates on a 1-yard quarterback keeper. PAT by Drake Reese made it 7-0. Still in the first quarter with a minute 54 left to play, a 40-yard run by Zach Kanan. Working with another short field, the Wildcats took advantage. Reese with another PAT, and it was 14-0 Wildcats. Early in the second quarter, a 6-yard run, capping off an 8-play, 66-yard drive by Cassville. This one punched in by Jericho Ferris, and Drake Reese with another extra point, 21-0 Wildcats with the lead. 4:11 left to go in the first half. A 28-yard pass from Devin Bates to Bowen Preddy. The PAT was again tacked on by Reese to make it 28-0 Cassville. And then with 23 seconds left to go before the break, a 1-yard quarterback keeper from Devin Bates, his second rushing touchdown of the night. But the PAT was no good. A bad snap on the extra point try, and the Wildcats lead at 34-0 here at the half.
A great first half of football for the Wildcats. Very efficient on offense. Defense doing a great job of getting the ball in the offense's hands. Not really doing a whole lot special. They're just lining up and playing football and getting it done right now. Much better first half of football than last week. Looks like the Wildcats had a nice week of practice. We're focused, ready to come down to McDonald County and take care of business. We'll see how the focus is in the second half, but so far so good in this football game.
All the other scores around the Big Eight, with the exception of one, has reached halftime. Monette over Seneca after the Cubs had a 20-0 lead. The Indians have rallied, and it's 20-14. Monette over Seneca at halftime. Springfield Catholic has a 13-6 lead over Aurora at the half. Mount Vernon leads Rogersville 18-0 at the break. Lamar on top of East Newton 28-7 at half. Marshfield leading Nevada 18-0 at halftime. And a first quarter score, they haven't updated the one at Reed Spring for a while. Last score we got was in the first quarter, Hollister and Reed Spring in a scoreless tie. McDonald County Marching Band entertaining the crowd here at halftime. The Wildcats lead the Mustangs 34-0 here at the break. Again, tonight's halftime show brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. People you can trust for tires, you can find them online at shoemakertire.com or call 417-271-3490. We'll take a break and be back with some of the first half stats. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talon Sports Network. Can they hear you better on the radio now, or you don't know? Can they hear you better on the radio now, or don't know?
I don't know.
Oh, when you're listening to it, you can hear both of us all right? Yeah, because I got him cranked up now, which will help on the radio, but you don't want to get it too crazy on there. So.
Working.
Prince Jeremy Marple back here at McDonald County. The Wildcats leading the Mustangs 34-0 here at halftime. And before we get to our first half stats, it's time for our halftime giveaway. Tonight, we have 4 tickets and a parking pass to a Missouri Tiger football game. Now, if you have already won something this season, please let someone else have the opportunity. We've been keeping track of our winners, and we would like everyone to have the opportunity. So if you've already won prizes or tickets so far through the first 5 weeks of the season, do not call. Let someone else have a chance. The number to call is 417-489-2277. That's 489-2277. These tickets are good for next Saturday's game, October the 12th. It's a 6 p.m. kickoff, SEC matchup between the Missouri Tigers and Ole Miss. And that game at Faurot Field in Columbia. 4 tickets and a parking pass. Again, 4 tickets and a parking pass to Mizzou versus Ole Miss, Saturday, October the 12th. It's set for a 6 o'clock kickoff. The number to call, 489-2277. First person through on the phones wins those 4 tickets and the parking pass to Missouri Tigers versus Ole Miss. 489-2277. And again, if you've already won so far this season, please do not call and let someone else have the opportunity. All right, moving on to the halftime stats. Tonight's halftime show, again, brought to you by Shoemaker Tire. For over 50 years, they've been taking care of their customers like no one else. Family-owned and operated, serving customers in southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas since 1961. Team stats for the Mustangs, they carried the ball 16 times for only 31 yards. They were 3 for 10 through the air for 25 yards. The Mustangs held to just 56 yards of offense unofficially here in the first half and 4 first downs. They did not turn the ball over. They were penalized twice for 15 yards and punted 5 times for a 26-yard average. Cassville, 22 rushes for 149 yards on the ground, 5 of 5 through the air for 70 yards for 219 yards of offense, 12 first downs picked up by the Wildcats. They also did not turn the ball over. They were penalized twice for 10 yards and did not punt the football in the first half. Unofficially, individual numbers, it was Junior Tariq. He had 26 yards on 9 carries. And Trent Alik had 11 yards on 2 carries. Those were the 2 leading ball carriers for the Mustangs in the first half. Levi Malone, 1 catch for 5 yards. It was Michael Williams, 1 catch for 9 yards. And it was Keegan Driscoll, 1 catch for 11 yards for the Mustangs. For Cassville, Zach Kanan leading the way with 67 yards on 6 carries and a touchdown. Jericho Ferris has 37 yards on 7 carries and a touchdown. Devin Bates, 33 yards on 6 carries and 2 TDs. And Bowen Preddy, 12 yards on 3 carries. Preddy has 1 catch for 28 yards. That one good for a score. Kanan has 1 catch for 15 yards, and DJ White 3 catches for 27 yards in the first half.
Well, Wildcats doing a really nice job. That offensive coordinator, Clay Weldy, of mixing the run with the pass, spreading the wealth around a little bit, trying to get guys touches, get them in the end zone when he can, and just doing a really nice job mixing things up offensively. We'll see what the Wildcats do coming out after halftime. They would have really been nice to get that PAT to put the clock in motion with the 35-second clock. But
they are going to
get the football, and we'll see what the offense, and probably the first unit will probably come out and at least play in the first series, try to get down and put this clock in motion, then give the younger guys an opportunity and give some of the other guys a chance to rest for the rest of this football game.
Yeah, because on the other side, the Mustangs now have seen what the Wildcats are doing, and they will be making their adjustments.
Right.
So you never know how much more difficulty you're going to have trying to do things that you're having a lot of success with in the first half.
Yeah, and it's a game of adjustments, and you make them at halftime. You make them on the fly. You make them during the game. That's why you see them come over on the sideline, sit on the benches, and the coaches are talking to those guys. Well, they're making adjustments when they're doing that. They're asking those players, what are you seeing? What are they doing to you? This and that. So they it's just the whole game. It's just a game of adjustments. And the Wildcats do such a good job. They've got very good coaches over there. Do a fantastic job of making those adjustments. We'll see some of those coming out after halftime as well. And hopefully we see more of the same out of this Wildcat football team.
Again, tonight's broadcast of Wildcat football brought to you by Tomlin's Jewelry on the Square in Cassville. Art carved and gold lance class rings. You can order yours now at affordable prices. And if you're looking for a special jewelry item or gift, they've been doing it right for 55 years at Tomlin's Jewelry and Gifts on the northeast corner of the Cassville Square. 34-0, Cassville with the lead over McDonald County here at halftime. We will continue on with the Shoemaker Tire halftime show right after this. You're listening to Big 8 Conference football here on the Talon Network. County. Todd Speakman running the camera for us on Cassville WebTV.com this evening. Also streaming live video on YouTube as well at Cassville WebTV. You can find it on YouTube and live free streaming audio at KQMO 97.7. So lots of different ways to keep up with the game, either on the radio, on the internet with audio and streaming video on WebTV.com and YouTube to follow the Wildcats throughout the season. 34-0, Cassville with the lead here at halftime. Tonight's halftime winding down as both teams going through their warm-ups to get set to start the second half. Tonight's halftime, as always, brought to you by Shoemaker Tire, family-owned and operated in Golden, Missouri, serving customers in southwest Missouri and northwest Arkansas since 1961. Call Shoemaker Tire at 271-3490. That's 271-3490, or find them online at shoemakertire.com. Well, the Wildcats will get the football to start the third quarter. We'll see what they can do if they can get this 35-point clock into effect that they just missed out on being able to do with the missed extra point on that final touchdown of the first half. Tonight's third quarter is brought to you by J&M Pallet Company, where with over 15 years of experience, Jeff and the crew specialize in new, used, and custom-built pallets. They're backing the Wildcats all the way at J&M Pallet Company. In God We Trust is their motto. Call 847-6732, 847-6732. A balanced running attack for the Wildcats in the first half. Kanan with 67 on the ground and a touchdown. Ferris with 37 and a touchdown. Bates with 33 and 2 touchdowns. And Preddy, who has seen some limited action, nursing that injury along. It's been bothering him since way back in week 2 and 3 against Springfield Catholic and Monette. They're hoping to get him healthy for the stretch run here. He has 12 yards on the ground. And DJ White, 27 yards receiving. Preddy with 28 yards and a touchdown receiving. Kanan with 15 yards on one catch in the first half. And that Wildcat defense limiting the McDonald County Mustangs to less than 60 yards of offense in the first two quarters.
Yeah, defense has been playing really well. Right in the middle, right on the defensive line, the two defensive tackles really stingy, really not letting the Mustangs get anything going with the inside run game tonight.
So Dylan Allison will kick it off for the first time tonight as Cassville kicked off to start the night. Here we are, underway in the second half. A high short kick, bounces at the 26-yard line, goes over the head of Drake Reese and a scramble for it. A couple of Mustang players there, a couple of Wildcats also, and who has the football? Right now, McDonald County was pointing it was their direction, but Cassville does avoid a costly mistake to start the second half, and the Wildcats have possession.
Well, I tell you what, you've got to find a way to run up and catch the football. And you can fair catch a kickoff. That's a situation where you can put the hand in the air on a pooch kick like that. You can put the air, run underneath it, fair catch it, and you're not allowed to be touched at that point. But you've got to catch the football.
So the Wildcats will start at their own 21, their worst starting field position of the night. First possession of the second half. Cassville with a 34-0 lead. I formation behind Devin Bates. He's got receivers right and left. And he gives the ball off to the tailback. Bowen Preddy gets the call, breaks a tackle at the 30, keeps the pile moving forward, has a first down across the 35 out to the 36-yard line. The Wildcat first down brought to you by Sears Hometown Store in Cassville. Whether you're looking for home appliances, tools, mattresses, lawn and garden products, they have it all. 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville.
Yeah, good strong run by Preddy there off the left side. Offensive line getting a push. Preddy getting through the line of scrimmage into the secondary, driving those legs. Very powerful run there, Bowen Preddy.
It's a gain of 16 and a first down out to the 37-yard line. Bates this time looking to throw. He hasn't thrown a lot, but he's got Ferris behind the secondary. The catch is made at the 30, and he's tripped from behind inside the 15-yard line. A huge pass completion from Devin Bates to Jericho Ferris, and it's 1st and 10 Cassville at the McDonald County 13.
Well, Ferris just using his speed, running a deep post route. Little play action in the backfield. Bates setting his feet, stepping into the throw. Great throw right in stride. Touchdown saving tackle at the end of the play, but a nice throw and catch right down the middle of the football field.
A 50-yard gain down to the 13. And Preddy gets the call on first down, and he drives it off right tackle inside the 10, down close to the 7-yard line.
You think these coaches want that clock to run, Sammy? 50-yard throw, second play from scrimmage to start this half. And the Wildcats again knocking on the door.
It's a gain of 5 down to the 8. Second down and 5 for the Wildcats. Just underway here in the second half. Bates pitches the ball back to Preddy. He's got Kanan leading the way. Got a block on the corner, and he takes it into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Cassville.
And you can see Preddy, even on the toss sweep, favoring that leg a little bit. A little hitch in his get along there, but still enough speed to take that sweep around the left edge and make his way to the pylon.
So Preddy with his first rushing touchdown of the night to join the other 3 Cassville running backs. This one good from 8 yards out. And the Wildcats extend their lead. Drake Reese now in to attempt the point after. Bates gets the ball down on the tee. The kick is up, and it is good. The Wildcat touchdown brought to you by Willis Insurance on the square in Cassville and also in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Stop by Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. The extra point brought to you by Crowder College with a satellite campus in Cassville, their main campus in Neosho. Satellite campus in Cassville. Find out more about class and enrollment information by going online, crowder.edu. That's crowder.edu. 41-0. Cassville strikes with just 1 minute and 35 seconds off the clock here in the second half.
The Wildcat offense struggling a week ago. Tonight, really looking focused, very sharp, very efficient, and finding their way into the end zone. Totally different look tonight from this Wildcat football team.
The Wildcat drive into the red zone was brought to you by Roark Diesel. It happened so quickly I didn't even get a chance to mention it. You can find them online at roarkdiesel.com, 847-6560 for diesel performance products, serving Cassville and the surrounding area. Baywash Car Wash bringing you the upcoming kickoff about to take place off the leg of Drake Reese. Clean car is a happy car, and that's what you'll find at Baywash. Baywash Car Wash in Cassville. Alik and Tariq back inside their own 10, awaiting the kick from Reese, and a high, deep kick, and it will bounce about 2 yards deep for the touchback. So McDonald County will take over with 10:25 left to play here in the third quarter. Cassville leading 41-0. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company. J&M Pallet Company supporting the Wildcats as they bring you tonight's third quarter. They've been building and designing new and custom pallets for many years. During this game and the games to come, Jeff reminds his team members that through God, all things are possible. J&M Pallet Company. Phone 847-6732. Cole Martin, the sophomore quarterback, brings a man in motion, and that is Trent Alik. They give the ball up the middle and some running room this time as he breaks it around the outside. Play started between the tackles, but then the ball carrier Teague bounced it outside and takes it out to the 23 for a short gain on first down.
The Wildcat defender was able to get his hands on the ball carrier, slow him down just enough to let some more defenders in on the play. But again, the Mustangs trying to run right at this Wildcat defense and just really nowhere to go.
So second down and long now facing the Mustangs. They've got 3 receivers split out wide to the left. Martin continues to operate from the shotgun. He's got a running back off his left hip, wanting to throw the football. Pressure coming from behind. He unloads to a receiver underneath and avoids the sack. Good job that time by Martin as he got rid of the got rid of the football from his quarterback position, trying to get it underneath to John Howard just before the Wildcats were able to bring him down.
That was Pryor again getting to the quarterback, and to be honest with you, I'm not real sure how Martin got the football anywhere close to that receiver. Pryor had him in his grasp. Martin just kind of threw the ball across his body, and it was in the area of an intended receiver.
Yeah, saw a red shirt and just kind of slung it that way.
And just great pressure once again. Pryor off the edge.
So third down and long for the Mustangs. They were just 2 of 8 on third down conversion tries in the first half. Martin steps up in the pocket, lets her fly. He's got a man open. The ball batted up in the air and nearly intercepted. It bounced off a couple of Wildcat players. Yeah. White, Preddy, both over there. Also in on the play was Jacob Olberts. It hit off a couple of them after deflecting off the intended McDonald County receiver, but it ends up falling to the turf for an incomplete pass.
Preddy, the safety, was the last man to touch that football, and he had eyes on the end zone. If he catches that football, there is nobody ahead of him all the way down that Wildcat sideline. You ask him, he'll tell you he should have had that one. He's going to be thinking about that one all night tonight.
Bailey Lewis in to attempt to punt. And the Mustangs right now short a player. They're going to have to hurry. Play clock down to 5 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and they will not get the snap off. And they are not going to burn a timeout here. I believe they're just going to take the 5-yard penalty, and that is what they do. So back them up 5 yards, 20 yards on 3 flags tonight against the Mustangs, and it'll move it back to the 18-yard line. And Bailey Lewis will be punting from inside his own 5. DJ White at his own 45, waiting the kick. Left-footed kicker gets a nice leg into this one, drives DJ White back to his own 48. He tries the sidelines, now brings it back to the middle of the field, trying to get out to the hash mark, and good coverage by the Mustangs as they swarm him down at about the 40-yard line after a return of only about 10 or 11 yards.
White running to his left, caught the football at full speed, was able to hit the brakes before he went out of bounds, was able to get down the football field. Nice job, again, stepping up, catching the football, and getting some positive yardage.
33-yard kick, 11-yard return. The Wildcats take over at the McDonald County 40-yard line. And this is the 5th time in 7 possessions they've started on the Mustang side of midfield.
Mustangs have not been able to flip the field on the Wildcats. They've kept it in their favor virtually the entire football game.
So Cassville taking their time. Play clock down to 12 seconds. Now they break huddle and up to the line of scrimmage. Wildcats leading 41-0. The running clock, we're down to 6 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Mustangs showing blitz. Here it comes from the right edge. Ferris runs to the right side, away from the blitz. And I say the right edge of the McDonald County defense, which was the left side of the Cassville offense. And Ferris went the other direction and takes it down to the 31 and picks up 9 yards.
Well, good push up front. Ferris again running hard. Good sign. See Jericho Ferris run the football hard behind that offensive line. Great effort on first down.
Ferris now unofficially 46 yards and a touchdown on 8 carries tonight. 2nd down and 1 facing the Wildcats. And they're again taking their time coming out of the huddle. Clock is their friend. It's running, and they've got a 41-point lead. Trying to shorten the game as much as possible like we talked at half.
Right.
So here we go. 2nd down and 1. Here comes the Mustang blitz again up the middle, and Zach Kanan nearly beat the blitz, but if not for a good play by one of the linebackers for the Mustangs, as Kanan is dropped at the 23 after a gain of 8 and a first down for the Wildcats. First down brought to you by Cassville Sears Hometown Store, 99 Highway 37 South in Cassville.
A lot of times when a defense decides to blitz, Sammy, and the quick hitting run game can run right past that blitzing linebacker. That's what we saw right there. Ankle tackle, saving a touchdown.
Under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Cassville methodically working down the middle of the field. They've got it at the McDonald County 23. 1st and 10. Bates gives the ball to Ferris. Starts left, cuts back right. Pushes ahead to the 21, picks up 2 yards.
Well, we have a winner of our tickets, Bradley Lukenoff.
Bradley Lukenoff called in and got the Mizzou tickets for the Missouri Ole Miss game coming up a week from Saturday, October the 12th, up in Columbia. So congratulations to Bradley.
Certainly.
Thank you very much for listening to our broadcast tonight.
Have a good time.
Hopefully the weather cooperates. You never know this time of year. We're starting to get those nice days and then rainy days kind of coming back and forth, but it is that time of year. We're moving into the month of October.
Temperature's starting to get right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, Monday night and Tuesday night, maybe even Sunday night, as early as Sunday night, they're talking about lows in the 40s.
I like it.
2nd down and 8 for the Wildcats. The ball is pitched back to Ferris. He has Kanan leading the way. He gets to the corner. Now he gets to the sidelines. He's inside the 10 and is driven out of bounds short of the 5. And that will be good for another first down pickup for the Wildcats as Jericho Ferris takes it down to, where are they going to put it? Looks like they're going to put it down at the 7 after a gain of 14.
A nice run by Ferris, toss sweep around the left edge when he made the decision to go downfield. Very explosive, very quick when he decides to make a move, put that left foot in the ground, and downfield he went. Nice run.
3:15 left to go, third quarter. Cassville leading 41-0. It's 1st and goal, Wildcats from the 7. Tonight's third quarter brought to you by J&M Pallet Company. With the motto, "In God We Trust." Remember, during the third quarters of your life, praise God whether you win or lose and give Him the victory. Phone 847-6732, J&M Pallet Company. They pitch the ball to Ferris. Nice kick-out block from Kanan, and he waltzes into the end zone. Touchdown, Cassville.
Yeah, great play call right there. Toss sweep around the right edge. Fullback Kanan kicked his man out. Great lead block there. Ferris make a great read. Turned it down the field, crossed the end zone, untouched. Great play.
7-yard scamper by Ferris. He did the bulk of the work on that drive. Picks up his second rushing touchdown of the night, the Wildcat touchdown. Brought to you by Willis Insurance, one of the area's oldest businesses, established in 1887, conveniently located on the square in Cassville and in the Bridgeway Plaza in Shell Knob. Willis Insurance, your trusted choice insurance agent. Extra point try by Reese is in the air, and it is through the uprights as the Wildcats extend their lead now. 48-0 over the Mustangs. The Wildcat extra point brought to you by Crowder College with the satellite campus in Cassville right there on the business loop. You can find out more about class and enrollment information by going online, crowder.edu. They're also doing some expansion and some upgrades to the facility there in Cassville. Continuing education there in the Cassville area, Crowder College, crowder.edu online. Coming up, the Wildcat kickoff, brought to you by Baywash Car Wash. With the IQ Soft Cloth Automatic, it features custom wash technology, giving you the perfect wash every time. Clean car is a happy car, and that makes you feel good. 5-play, 40-yard drive. Took 3 minutes and 40 seconds with the running clock. And we've still got things moving right along here in the third quarter with J&M Pallet Company bringing you tonight's third quarter. For new, used, and custom-built pallets, they're backing the Wildcats all the way at J&M Pallet Company. Phone 847-6732.
Well, I tell you, Sammy, they've got a good one going on down at Seneca as the Indians battled back from 20-0. They've now taken the lead 22-20 over the Cubs.
It's kind of reverse what happened to them in week one. They had
Right.
a 20-0 lead over Springfield Catholic, and the Irish came back and beat them 40-something to 28 or something like that. And now the Cubs got out to the early lead, and Seneca making the rally and have taken the lead. It's 48-0. Cassville leading McDonald County here in Anderson with 2:54 left to go. Mustangs with the football, twin receivers right and left. Lone back behind Martin. Martin looking to throw. He's got a man open in the flat. Catch is made out shy of the 40-yard line. Good job of hauling in that pass from Martin. Made by John Howard. And that's out to the 38 for a pickup of 18 and a first down. Actually, they give him the 39-yard line, so a gain of 19 yards for Howard.
When Martin has time, he throws a nice football. Fairly complicated route trees out there, and a nice throw and catch.
Yeah, they've got so many receivers in the formation. Everyone's got to make sure they're on the right track or they'll be running into each other. This time inside handoff goes to Trent Alik. Alik trying to get to the edge over on the right side. Turns it upfield, crosses the 40. Out to the 42 as he is able to pick up about 3 yards. Alik 14 yards on 3 carries tonight. It'll bring up second down and 7. We're under 2 minutes now left to go here in the third quarter. Cassville with a 48-0 lead. Wildcats hoping to preserve that shutout. If they can hang on and keep the Mustangs from scoring, it would be the second shutout of the year for the Wildcat defense. Second down and 7. Martin directing traffic, looks to the wide side of the field, throws underneath, and the ball is dropped. Had a man open, that's Michael Wilson. And again, a Mustang receiver looking to run before he secures the catch, and it falls incomplete, and it'll bring up third down.
Well, Barbie, with the big cast on his arm, still out there playing linebacker, is able to get out and get in the middle of that play. Might have been a situation where the receiver heard those footsteps coming right at him.
So we're down to 60 seconds left to go in the third. And McDonald County facing third down and nearly 7. Mustangs started off 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but have yet to convert one since. Let's see what they can do here. Martin Has a little time, steps up in the pocket, lets her fly down the Cassville sideline, up in the air, and coming down with the football over there is Keegan Driscoll, but he could not keep his feet in bounds. The official said he did not come down in play, and that will bring up 4th down. A good thrown ball, but Driscoll just couldn't get the feet down inside the white line, and it'll bring up 4th and 7. My English teacher would not have liked that. A well-thrown ball. Don't know where that came from. She would not have been happy with that.
You've
good thrown ball
You've
there.
been in the car too long with Todd and I.
A well-thrown ball to the sidelines, but Driscoll couldn't stay in play, and that will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Before the Mustangs can line up to punt it away, the seconds tick away, and we move on to the 4th. Cassville leading 48-0. We'll be back with the final 12 minutes. You're listening to Big 8 Football here on the Talon Network. To nothing. The Wildcats leading the Mustangs. Tonight's 4th quarter brought to you by the Barbecue Station, the best in Texas-style barbecue, served every day at 900 Main on the north side of the Cassville Square. Come on into the Barbecue Station. You can also call them for all your catering needs at 847-0470. Well, they've got a shootout going on over in Seneca now between the Cubs and the Indians. It's 28-22. Monette answers Seneca's score and regains the lead, so back and forth they go.
With a kickoff return after the Seneca touchdown.
4th down and long, and McDonald County forced to punt it away here. DJ White back at his own 20, awaiting the kick of Bailey Lewis. They get the clock set. They got 12 minutes on it now, and it'll get put in motion once Lewis gets a leg into the football. Good snap this time. Pressure coming from the edge. Lewis gets the kick away. It's towards the McDonald County sideline, and another short kick. And Cassville's pressure starting to rattle Bailey Lewis just a little bit. He is rushing it. And
Carson Jacobson was all over. I don't know how he didn't get a hand on that football. He must have tipped it and forced the ball out right over the heads of the Mustang sideline. Jacobson coming hard, getting that hand out, getting a piece of that football. Nice job. Good pressure right there.
And our Crackerjack cameraman, Todd Speakman, said he did get a fingertip on the football and deflected it a little bit. So the Wildcats will take over at their own 40-yard line with 11:20 left to go, and the Wildcats leading 48-0. We've got a new quarterback for Cassville as Cutter Hicks, sophomore, will be calling the plays now for the Wildcats. I'm sure some new backs in the backfield as well, and we'll get those names and numbers as we play along here in the 4th quarter. Hicks up under center, hands off to the first man through along the right side, and the ball carrier quickly spun down for no gain, and the ball came loose at the tail end of the play, and they're signaling McDonald County football. After they come up from the bottom of the pile, the Wildcats fumble it, and our first turnover of the night goes against the Wildcats, and the Mustangs are going to get it at the 40.
Well, you bring the young guys in. Sometimes that happens. You sure don't like to see it. You're just trying to run clock, get some plays in, run at the defense. Ball security is at a premium.
Well, as we said, Cassville, the majority of the night, has started their drives in McDonald County territory. This is the first time the Mustangs have started to drive in Cassville territory. Now, they've been on the Wildcat side of the 50 a few times, but this is the first time they have been inside Cassville territory to start a possession. And the pass overthrown, and that one just through the hands of Trent Alik. It was a little high, but definitely could have been caught, but Alik had it go through his hands, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
got to secure that football before you try to take off with it. We've seen that several times tonight. It appears what that is, just taking their eyes at the last second off the football, trying to see where they're going.
2nd down and 10 at the 40-yard line of the Wildcats. McDonald County with possession of the football after the Cassville fumble. Closing in on 9 minutes left to go in the ball game. Cassville leading 48-0. Cole Martin gets the snap, looks to his left. Pressure coming from the backside. He doesn't see it, and he throws over the middle, and it's in and out of the hands of the Cassville linebacker. And that was Tim Mason, as he's back there running linebacker now, and he nearly had himself a pick, but the pass goes incomplete.
Once again, Pryor coming off the edge, able to get around, come in from behind, get a hold of the legs of the quarterback, forcing that throw to sail.
So 3rd and 10 for the Mustangs, as we're down to 8:40 now left to go, 4th quarter. Trip receivers to the left, lone man to the right. Martin takes a quick peek that way and starts to throw down the sidelines, and the pass is broken up. As again, the Cassville defense getting to Cole Martin and deflecting the ball as his arm was coming forward, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Pryor, again, just too much to handle right now. Just a bull rush and a nice inside move, able to get his hand up on the arm of the young quarterback, Martin. Pryor's just had a heck of a game, getting all kinds of pressure on the Mustang quarterback.
So 4th and 10, the Mustangs are going to go for it here with 8 minutes left to play, down 48-0. They've got nothing to lose at this point. First time either team has attempted a 4th down conversion here in the football game. Pryor coming from the edge again. Martin eludes him, steps up in the pocket, throws down the middle. The catch is made down at the 20-yard line, and he took a lick, but Trent Alik hangs on to the football for the 1st down.
Well, just a really nice job in the pocket that time by Martin. Had the sense of space. He could feel that pressure coming from the backside again from Pryor. He's able to step up in the pocket, make a nice throw down the field. Big hit at the end of that play by Bowen Preddy.
First catch of the night for Alik. It goes for 21 yards and a 1st down. We're down to 7 minutes left to play. Wildcats leading 48-0. And it's 1st and 10 Mustangs at the Cassville 19. Drive started back at the 40 after the turnover on the fumble. Cole Martin again from the shotgun. Gives the inside handoff to Teague. Starts right, breaks it back up the middle. He saw a quick opening, and he races down to the 10-yard line. Good field vision that time by Teague, as the play looked like it was designed to go to the edge, but things opened up back to his left. He made a quick cutback and scrambles down to the 9 and picks up 10 yards.
Yeah, just a little delayed handoff there. Teague took the football straight up the middle. Again, Preddy from his safety position at the end of that play really laying the lumber on the ball carrier.
It's good for another 1st down for the Mustangs. 1st and goal from the 9 with 6.5 left to play. They overload the right side of the offensive formation, and they give the ball to the running back, Tariq. And junior Tariq fights his way to the 10 and ends up losing a yard. Good defensive pursuit that time by the guys up front, and then coming in to finish off the linebacking core along with a couple of secondary players.
Yeah, really nice job. Flow of the play going to the right. Nowhere for the ball carrier to go. Trying to reverse his field a little bit, but good backside discipline by this defense, not letting him reverse that field for a big gain.
Again, tonight's 4th quarter brought to you by the Barbecue Station, the best Texas-style barbecue this side of Dallas, right here in the Ozarks on the north side of the Cassville Square. Call 847-0470. Running the football, the Mustangs hand the ball off to junior Tariq, and around the left end he goes, and Tariq is able to scamper inside the 5 down to the 4, and it'll bring up 3rd and goal from there after the 6-yard gain.
Just a little scamper off the left side. Tariq quick with the ball in his hands when he decided to go downfield, just made a dart move. Good tackle in there, hard to get a number from here. But got an arm into the legs to bring him down before he could get to the end zone.
So 3rd and goal from the 4 for the Mustangs. As they've got Tariq lined up in the backfield with Martin. And they fake the handoff to him. Martin now going to try to scramble to his left, cuts back, leaps out, and stretches into the end zone. Touchdown Mustangs. Good second effort by the sophomore quarterback Cole Martin, as he was hit shy of the goal line, but second effort breaks the plane and gets the Mustangs on the board.
Late touchdown for the Mustangs. Clock continuing to run. Nifty little play call there with the keeper from Martin. A couple of Wildcats were in position. Martin just made a better move, was able to dive across the goal line.
Well, the Mustangs going to decide what to do here. Looks like they may be going for two, but even if they do convert the two-point conversion, they're still going to be down by 40, and the clock will continue to run. Right now they're hurrying up to the line of scrimmage, and they give the handoff to junior Tariq. Tariq is shut down at the 2-yard line. The two-point conversion fails. So with 3:55 and counting left to go in the fourth quarter, Cassville 48, McDonald County 6. Tonight's fourth quarter brought to you by the Barbecue Station, where one bite will put them at the top of your list of favorite places to eat. Bring your friends and family and enjoy great barbecue. They serve chicken, ribs, beef, pork with sides and desserts. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 8. They also cater, so if you're needing some barbecue for a family get-together, a wedding, special engagement, you can call Barbecue Station. Get them to cater your special event, 847-0470. That's 847-0470. Down to 3 minutes left to go as the clock continuing to roll along with Cassville leading 48-6 here in the fourth quarter. Neither team in a super big hurry to get out and get this kickoff going, as we're under 3 minutes now left. Teeing the ball up for the Mustangs, Dylan Allison. And DJ White back deep for the Wildcats. Looks like Jericho Ferris back there with him. Allison, like Lewis, also a left-footed kicker. You don't see that very often, two left-footed kickers. But the punter and the place kicker, both lefties here at McDonald County. A short kick fielded by one of the up men. And around the right end goes Jerome Ewing. And Ewing, a nice scramble from one sideline to the other, ends up picking up positive yardage out across the 35. So Jerome Ewing hauling in that short kick. And they will spot him down at the Cassville 36.
And I'm sure during the Mustang drive, the second team offense was over there visiting with offensive coordinator Clay Weldy, talking about ball security here as we have as we're ticking under 2 minutes here. May just be a situation where they take a couple of knees and end this game.
Cutter Hicks, the quarterback, still for the Wildcats. He came in the last series, got to run only one play, and the running back, which could not pick up his number underneath all the players. Ball came free, and McDonald County was able to recover, and they were able to score 8 plays, 40 yards on the drive. And it looks like they are going into the victory offense. They're not taking any chances here with 1:15 left to go as Cutter Hicks takes a knee and keeps things rolling right along. Late in the fourth, 28-22, Monette hanging on to a lead over Seneca. Also a fourth quarter score, Lamar over East Newton, 42-14. Reed Spring on top of Hollister in the fourth, 27-14. Other scores are third quarter scores. Catholic over Aurora, 27-6. Mount Vernon over Rogersville, 25-7. And Marshfield leading Nevada, 32-6. All of those from the third quarter of play here tonight around the Big 8 Conference. Well, we've got one more snap of the football, and this one will be in the history books. Play clock down to 7 seconds. Game clock down to 38 seconds. So Hicks takes a knee one more time, and that will do it. The Wildcats will improve to 5-1 on the season as they come on the road and defeat McDonald County 48-6, dropping the Mustangs to 2-4 on the year. Cassville back at home for the next 2 weeks. They've got Nevada and Reed Spring coming to Wildcat Stadium before closing out the regular season at Lamar. But a nice win on the road here tonight, 48-6 over the Mustangs. We'll step aside and be back with the postgame. You're listening to Wildcat Football here on the Talon Network. Let's defeat the McDonald County Mustangs 48-6. It was 34-0. Cassville with the lead at halftime. The Wildcats struck for 2 touchdowns in the second half. An 8-yard run by Bowen Preddy with 10:25 left to go in the third. PAT by Drake Reese made it 41-0. And then a 7-yard run from Jericho Ferris, his second rushing touchdown of the night with 2:54 left to go in the third quarter. Another point after by Reese made it 48-0 Cassville. McDonald County got on the board with 4:50 left to play after a Cassville turnover at their own 40-yard line. The Mustangs were able to push it down the field and scored on a 4-yard run by Cole Martin. 2-point conversion attempt failed, and our final score, Cassville 48, McDonald County 6, as the Wildcats improved to 5-1, and McDonald County falls to 2-4 on the year. Looking at some of the team stats from tonight's ball game for the Mustangs, 22 carries for 55 yards. They completed 5 of 19 passes for 65 yards, so McDonald County held to 120 yards of offense, most of that coming on that one drive. 7 first downs, no turnovers, 3 penalties for 20 yards, and 6 punts for 28-yard average. Cassville, 29 carries for 211 yards, 6 of 6 through the air for 120 for a total of 331 yards of offense. Wildcats picked up 17 first downs. They turned it over once on the fumble. They were penalized twice for 10 yards, and they did not punt the football here tonight. McDonald County's leading ball carrier was Junior Tariq, 31 yards on 11 carries. Jack Teague held to 13 yards on 5 carries. And it was Trent Alik, 14 yards on 3 carries. Alik had 1 catch for 21 yards. Michael Williams, 1 catch for 9 yards. Levi Malone held to 1 catch for 5 yards. Keegan Driscoll, 1 catch for 11 yards. And it was John Howard, 1 catch for 19 yards. For the Cassville Wildcats, a very balanced running attack led by Zach Kanan, 75 yards on 7 carries and a touchdown. Jericho Ferris had 62 yards on 10 carries and 2 TDs. Bowen Preddy, 41 yards on 6 carries and a touchdown. And Devin Bates had 33 yards rushing on 6 carries and 2 touchdowns. DJ White had 3 catches for 27 yards. Zach Kanan had a catch for 15. Jericho Ferris had a catch for 50. And Bowen Preddy had a reception for 28 yards. That was good for a score. So up and down the lineup, spread across from side to side, very balanced running and passing. And they had success in both aspects, the majority of the scoring coming with the ground game, but some of those scores were set up by nice pass completions. Bates a perfect 6 of 6 and a touchdown through the air tonight. Pretty efficient ball game for the Wildcats on the road here tonight against McDonald County. The only mistake on that fumble, and that was by the second unit, trying to help run out the clock, but the starters played very well on both sides of the ball tonight.
They really did. It's not, you like to see a balanced attack. It led to a lot of points tonight, and as you said, just very efficient, just business-like approach. Go out there and just take care of business. Always good to get a win on the road like this, and to put a lot of points on the board after a kind of a down showing last week. Able to bounce back after a week of practice, a week of work, and to come in, and especially when you're missing several starters. You had several guys out tonight. A lot of guys stepped up, played hard, played well, and the Wildcats come away with a good victory tonight.
Again, tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Sports World at 709 Main Street on the square in Cassville. Screen printing and embroidery of shirts, hats. You can get logos put on a lot of different things. School athletic clothing from area high schools. Trophies and sporting goods, all at Sports World, 847-5366. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Tomlin's Jewelry on the square in Cassville. You can find that perfect item for someone special. Pick up a jewelry item or gift. They've been doing it right for 55 years at Tomlin's Jewelry. They also have art-carved and gold lance class rings at affordable prices. Tomlin's Jewelry on the northeast corner of the Cassville Square. 48-6, Cassville wins tonight over McDonald County. We'll step aside and be back to visit with the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Lance Parnell, right after this. Win it over the Mustangs 48-6. Now joined by the head coach of the Cassville Wildcats, Coach Lance Parnell, for the postgame show. Brought to you by the law office of John A. Leewright. They proudly support the Wildcats, and they want everyone to remember, if you don't talk, you may walk, and to call 847-2177. That's 417-847-2177. Well, Coach, congratulations on a Wildcat victory here tonight. And as we'll look at the numbers and talk a little bit about how this game went tonight, a very efficient game, both sides of the football, offense and defense playing very well, and you pick up a nice road win.
Absolutely. It was a really good road win for us. It was one that I was concerned about all week. Mack County had, gotten better and better the last couple of weeks and had some size and some skilled kids. But, we put a big focus this week on just getting better each day and putting 4 quarters together, because I didn't feel like we had put a 4-quarter football game together really all year. And I think our kids did that tonight, and I think it's very evident in the way we played and the outcome of the ball game.
Yeah, the Mustangs got the ball first tonight, and they started out playing very well. They held the ball for 11 plays, took over 6.5 minutes off the clock, and drove it down the field for a while before it stalled out and they had to punt. And once you guys got them stopped, from that point on, your defense pretty much controlled what they were trying to do.
Really did. I was really, really proud of the way we played defensively. Like I said, I was concerned with us stopping the running game of Mack County. Coming in, they're big up front, and and they spread the field with the ability to throw the ball. And I thought our interior linemen and our 2 inside linebackers played a whale of a ball game. And really, once we, kind of limited their success in the run game early, then we were able to do some things in the secondary and have a lot of success defensively there in the first half.
Yeah, and they're another one of those teams where it's not just 1 or 2 guys. They've got a lot of different guys that they throw at you. Tariq, Alik, Teague, even Martin runs the ball once in a while. And they've got them going all different directions, too. So defenses have to stay disciplined, just like we talked about in the pregame.
Yeah, they do. Coach Hoover does a really good job over here, and they run a zone read offense. And the 2 running backs you talked about are very good players. Quarterback's just a sophomore. He's going to be a whale of a player. And then they've got a couple receivers out on the edge that both move well and we're down, vertical threats down the field. So they make you defend the whole football field. And, like I said, I was really proud of our kids. Played really good assignment football, got it lined up well, and played really physical up front.
Yeah, you hold them unofficially to less than 60 yards in the first half, and a lot of that came on that opening drive. So really did a nice shutdown job after that first drive. And then for the ball game, I had them less than 120 yards of total offense, and most of that came on their touchdown drive.
Yeah, and I'll take that any Friday night moving forward. For us to play defense like that, I think we've got a chance to be successful.
On the other side of the football, you were running the ball extremely well, and it seemed like everybody that touched the ball was able to pick up yards, whether it was your quarterback Bates or Kanan, Preddy, and Ferris coming out of the backfield, and they all 4 found the end zone tonight.
They did. I thought our running backs played. I'm really proud of Jericho Ferris. He see the success of finishing those runs, and he had a huge night for us. He could be a really, really good, combo with Kanan and Preddy back there, because he can run really well. You saw that on the deep post play there to open the second half. But, I thought he had a big night. You could see Bowen. He's been banged up the last couple weeks, and he's gutted it up and came in the second half last week and helped us, get over the top for a victory. But we're getting him back to where he's – closer to 100%, and you saw that tonight with his burst again and running hard. And then, Kanan's just a physical bruiser that runs hard. I thought our quarterback played really well tonight in the option game. So, and then talk about our guys up front. We don't run; those guys don't have success running the football with not our offensive linemen up front. And Coach Elliott, our offensive line coach, really challenged those offensive linemen this week, to get more physical, because we hadn't gotten a lot of movement up front the last couple weeks. But we did tonight, and it was really good to see.
Yeah, and you've had some injuries there to that offensive line in the last couple of weeks. You've not only been having to stick some new guys in, but also move some guys around, and they're still getting the job done.
We've been hit harder with injuries in our offensive line the last 3 weeks than any year I ever remember. Had another young man get banged up last week against East Newton. Wesley Stockton was not able to play tonight, so we had another starting right tackle. It's our 3rd starting right tackle of the year. Zach Carney was our starting left tackle. He's banged up right now and hadn't played in 3 weeks. Zach Marlowe got hurt against Catholic, and unfortunately he's not going to be able to play the rest of the year. So we've got 3 linemen out, and to see guys step in and step up and fill those roles. We had 2 seniors tonight, Zane Gray and Sam Cochran. Both had good weeks of practice, had to step into a role and play more snaps up front, and they both did a really good job.
Going back to your offensive backs, too, we talked about the nice night all three of them had running the football. And to keep those defenses honest, they also each had a catch tonight. Preddy getting his catch for a touchdown, and DJ White, after getting shut out last week, had 3 big catches for you tonight.
He did, and that's something we talked to DJ about, all year. That there were going to be times throughout the year that he's a talented receiver and had a big year a year ago. That people were going to try to take him out of our offensive game plan, and he had to be patient and understand that. And I thought he did a good job of that tonight. He made some big catches for us tonight, converted a couple plays for first down, and then we were able to distribute the ball to some other guys that made some big plays.
Another thing tonight, special teams factored in. You didn't have to try a field goal or anything like that, but the job of Reese kicking the ball in and out the back of the end zone kept 2 very dangerous return man with Alik and Tariq from having any opportunities to break one for the Mustangs tonight.
Absolutely, and there's another thing that I haven't talked about was Drake's been banged up all year. He had a pull growing early that we nursed, and he wasn't. And finally, last week we started to see him get healthy. He's telling me, he says, "Coach, I feel good again." And he had a really good week this week. In practice, kicking the ball, and then you could see it tonight. The ball's exploding off his foot on kickoffs.
Well, back home for the next 2 weeks, Nevada coming to town first. The Tigers having a rough season. They're battling a lot of injuries as well this year, but you don't have to make the long trip up north. They have to come down to your place, and it'll be nice after 2 of the last 3 weeks on the road to get a couple of games at home.
It will. We got back-to-back home games here that we haven't had, in the regular season for almost 2 years. So it'll be good to be home back-to-back weeks. Nevada's coming in. I know that, they've struggled a little bit this year, but, as we talked after last week's game, we've got to have a good week of prep with our kids and go out and do what we do and execute on both sides of the ball and in the special teams game to be successful next week. And I think that's a big thing our kids learned tonight. That's what I talked to them about after the ball game was that focus and playing 4 quarters. And we did that tonight, and I think they're going to grow from that. I think this was a big growing game for us to see if we go out and execute the way we should with the right mental approach and the right focus, that we can win some ball games.
With only 3 weeks left in the regular season, too, a big win on the road tonight here in district play because you get some bonus points with McDonald County being a Class 4 school. And the next 2 opponents, Nevada and Reed Spring, are both district opponents as well. So some important games heading down the stretch.
Oh, absolutely. For district implications, for conference implications, everything's still on the table for us. So we've got to continue doing what we do, getting better each week, and hopefully we get some guys healthy as we move forward the next 3 weeks, and just keep taking care of business.
Appreciate your time. Have a safe trip back home, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Hey, thanks a lot, Sammy. I appreciate it. Susie and the girls, I love you. Y'all have a safe trip home.
Coach Lance Parnell joining us here for the post-game show, brought to you by the Law Office of John A. Leewright. They proudly support the Wildcats, and their professional personnel believe in your rights to a fair hearing and representing you with the utmost expertise, integrity, and excellence. Phone the Law Office of John A. Leewright, 847-2177. We'll take a break and be back to wrap things up here from Anderson. You're listening to Big 8 Conference Football here on the Talon Network. Mustangs 48-6, and it's time to hand out our post-game awards. We'll start things off with our Wildcat Hard Hit of the Night. The Hard Hit of the Game brought to you by B&K Auto Body. They offer you car rental, 24-hour towing, certified technicians when your vehicle has been smashed by a hard hit. You also get free computerized estimates at B&K Auto Body. Phone 847-3990. That's 847-3990. Our Hard Hit of the Night goes to Bowen Preddy. He had a couple of them there in the second half, but the big one that stood out was on the pass over the middle where he laid the pads to the receiver down around the 20-yard line, and Bowen Preddy gets our hard hit of the night.
Yeah, playing sparingly. Again, trying to nurse him through some of these things. He was still on the field in the fourth quarter. Big hit in the secondary. And as a matter of fact, the very next play had a big hit on the running back as he got through. So nice job by Preddy.
Again, our hard hit of the night brought to you by B&K Auto Body. They offer claims assistance with all major insurances. They can also do current paint and matching techniques to put your hard hit vehicle back on the road again. B&K Auto Body, phone 847-3990. Our Wildcat Player of the Game is brought to you by Fast Trip. Locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Fast Trip at 104 South Main in Cassville. Great prices and friendly service is what you'll find. Stop by today. Our player of the game goes to a defensive player tonight for the Wildcats. He was in the running for the hard hit there for a little while until Preddy came up with those two big sticks in the second half. But our player of the game goes to Andrew Pryor, the defensive end for the Wildcats, who time after time after time, and I could go on for quite a while, got into the McDonald County backfield, got pressure on the quarterback, and not only forced him to throw the ball quickly, several times got a hand up and knocked the ball loose and deflected that pass to an incomplete pass attempt. And a great night tonight by Andrew Pryor.
When the Wildcats defense was able to shut the running game down for the Mustangs, they reverted to the pass. And when they had to pass the football, Andrew Pryor just wreaked havoc on the young quarterback tonight, and just beating his man off the ball with a speed rush around the edge, one move, just kind of a bull rush, made an inside move, was able to get his hand up and hit the arm of the quarterback as he's trying to throw. Just a really great game tonight by Andrew Pryor.
Yeah, and if it was a one-on-one matchup, Pryor won it every time. Once in a while, they would try to bring a running back over to give a little second added help, and he was still getting back into the quarterback's face.
They tried to chip. They tried all kinds of things with him tonight, but one-on-one, they had no answer for him tonight.
Again, Andrew Pryor, our Wildcat Player of the Game, brought to you by Fast Trip, whether for fuel, grocery items, fountain drinks, ice cream, or snacks. They have it all, and at the very best prices. Phone 104 or phone Fast Trip, and you can find them at 104 South Main in Cassville, locally owned by Mike and Anita Carr. Well, that's going to do it tonight here from McDonald County. We appreciate all of our listeners for checking in with us and staying tuned throughout the night, as always. So we enjoy bringing you these ball games, and we thank all of our listeners and our sponsors for helping support our broadcast here on the Talon Sports Network. We want to go over our final scores. We've got everything final in the Big 8 except one, the game at Kelly Field in Aurora. But the other games are now final. After Monad had the early lead, gave it up, got it back, and held on to a wild 35-28 victory over the Seneca Indians tonight. So the Cubs beat the Indians 35-28 after Seneca had back-to-back big wins over Cassville and Lamar. Monette knocks off Seneca, so they have now beaten Lamar and Seneca. Their only loss in the Big 8 West coming to Cassville, so this Big 8 West race is going right down to the wire.
It really is. It makes it very interesting. The Wildcats have business to take care of and a big game staring them in the face in Week 9, specifically when you're talking about the Big 8 West. So the next 3 weeks going to be real fun football.
Well, that's a final at Seneca. Other finals in the Big 8, Mount Vernon beat Rogersville 32-7. Lamar over East Newton 49-14. Marshfield knocked off Nevada 38-6. Nevada the next opponent for the Cassville Wildcats. And Reed Spring upends Hollister 35-14. The only game that we do not have a final score yet, Springfield Catholic leading Aurora, and that game late in the ball game, 27-6, the Irish over the Hound Dogs. So some interesting scores coming out of week number 6 there in the Big 8.
Yeah, really interesting. And again, these games, they get more important each week. And we're seeing some teams separate a little bit and things coming right down to the wire in this conference.
Back at home for the next 2 weeks, Nevada next Friday night, then Reed Spring the week after that, both district opponents. So couple of opportunities there for Cassville to kind of solidify one of those top 4 seeds right there. Now they're the number 2 seed. They got some bonus points with the road win tonight over a Class 4 school. And as we always talk about, you want to have one of those top 4 seeds going into week number 10, and the Wildcats have the opportunity to continue to add on to that if they can defend the home turf the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, and they need a little help from their conference brethren. They need Seneca to go find a way to beat Mount Vernon, and that can shake
That
some
top
things
spot.
up at that top spot in the district. So a lot of things can happen the next few weeks, and it'll be fun to be a part of.
It's always exciting every time, and we go into the final 3 weeks of the regular season with some very meaningful football around the conference, and we look forward to bringing it to you. We appreciate all the folks here at McDonald County for the hospitality tonight as well. Thanks to Coach Parnell for coming up and visiting with us here in the post game. We've all got a long trip back, and he's got to gather his kids and get them loaded up and get them on out of here, but we always appreciate him visiting with us here this evening. Thanks to Janet and Dwayne back at the studios, keeping track of everything for us and getting those winners of our giveaways. We appreciate all the folks that called in for that as well. And we'll look forward to being back with you next Friday night from Wildcat Stadium as Cassville takes on Nevada as we move into the final 3 weeks of the regular season. Once again, our final score here tonight, Cassville winning over McDonald County 48-6. We thank you so very much for joining us. Speaking for Jeremy and Todd, this is Sammy Clapper, and saying a pleasant good night from Anderson, Missouri.